If that doesn't get you ready, nothing will. We're just about ready to go. A throwback weekend. We're going to throw the green at Darlington.
Oh, you hear that? Oh my God, Todd Bodine is back, and I didn't even know it till I just saw him a second ago. I literally did not even know Todd Bodine was in this race. I guess that's a reason to celebrate. I'm not a big Todd Bodine fan. By the way, tonight is the 650th Truck Series race. Last year's race at Darlington turned into a clusterfuck. I'm hoping it doesn't end up the same way here because I want to be a little late tonight playing online with my friends because this race is starting about 15 minutes late, 20 minutes late. And I play online with my friends on Friday night, but I'll get on there eventually, later, when the race is over. Make sure, yeah, audio's working. Good. Always make sure the audio is working, no matter how confident I am that it is working. There's beautiful Darlington Raceway. I'll be there Sunday afternoon. I think we're leaving here around 8:39 in the morning, getting down there, getting something to eat, and then going to browse all the die casts and stuff and try not to spend any money. Now, if I was smart, I would just wait to get down there until like 2 o'clock, so I wouldn't have time to go be tempted to spend money. But, you know, I like being at the racetrack. I just like hanging around. What's up, everybody? If Ryan Priest wins tonight, we get $34. That'd be pretty sweet. No way he wins, but I couldn't pass up Priest at those odds.
The Thor Sport driver continues to show speed. The next step,
Priest is not exactly a long shot, but he's not one of the heavy favorites. But I think he should be.
Last season, but he's still awaiting that first checkered flag this season. 3 straight top 5s.
Can't believe John Hunter's not won a race this year.
He'll start first tonight.
Been a little bit since we streamed a truck race. Last time there was a truck race, I was working.
Great to have you with us this evening, and it is indeed a throwback weekend.
Michael Waltrip has the best throwback shirt. He's got a Ken Schrader number 49 shirt on.
I'm Vince Welch, and I'll tell you what, Phil, it's tough. I mean, that's why they call it the track too tough to tame. I can't imagine being some of these young kids coming here maybe for the first time or very little experience and having to tackle this challenge tonight.
I remember when I was younger and I would watch these races on TV. I remember watching your brother Daryl and Richard Petty race for the win here.
I didn't get this shit going. I gotta play video games later. I took a nap earlier and it was so good. I slept from like 3 o'clock to 6:30.
It's unbelievably challenging.
Took a well-needed nap. Still celebrating the fact that we now have cookout here in my hometown. I've had cookout 3 days in a row, and I'm not sick of it yet.
For sure about this racetrack.
And Michael, there's just nowhere to hide. I mean,
we're under a tornado watch here right now.
Yeah, and just when you think you're safe,
we had a storm here earlier that barely did anything. It rained and then it moved on. It only thundered like once, but now it's getting kind of dark and really windy outside. So if I die in the middle of the stream before the tornado knocks my power out, you guys get to hear it. Just assume though, if the stream cuts off, that means power went out or something. We are under a tornado watch and there's wind and shit around, so. Yeah, you know, I just thought of this big-ass fucking tree that's going to kill me outside my house. Huh. Maybe I should, like, leave the door open so I have time to try to, like, save the upper half of my body if this thing comes through.
These teams know that.
It rained here a lot earlier, and I guess all that weather's moving... I don't know which way. I feel like there's just storm systems all over the Carolinas right now. But the weather for Darlington Sunday when I go is going to be sunny and in the low 60s. Isn't that fucking phenomenal?
No top 5s,
Martinsville, it was too cold. Now Darlington on Sunday should be right there in the middle in that sweet spot of nice weather.
He's been so good here too, Vince. 3 races here, top 6 finishes each time.
How about the drivers who have yet to win, Mike? Of course, the previous winners are in yellow. Mike, which guy in gray do you think is most likely to win tonight?
I mean, I like Matt DiBenedetto. I know it's been a struggle this
Matt DiBenedetto ain't going to win shit, Michael Waltrip.
He's an experienced guy.
Matt DiBenedetto actually wins something? Yeah, right. What lifetime? What universe?
Mention the dominant favorite after practice and qualifying, John Hunter Nemechek. He's going to be the guy you're going to have to beat tonight.
Love that paint scheme though. That silver bullet's a sexy paint scheme. Always will be.
Anything can happen at Darlington.
Nemechek felt like he could have won both, or maybe even should have won both races last year. Here, he didn't win either one of them.
You know, went 9 years without racing here. We came back here in 2020, and we all talked back then, well, it's going to be the experienced guys who are going to have the advantage when we get to Darlington. Ben Rhodes had never been here before in anything, and he goes to Victory Lane. Last year, Sheldon Creed won both races. Obviously, polar opposite ways. He did it. One he dominated, and another one he stole by staying out late in the race. So it's not just a experience.
By the way, when they're zoomed in and they're showing the front stretch grandstand, those metal bleachers on the lower part, I'm on the highest row of that. I think it's like row 15. You can just see the whole track, and it was like way cheaper than the seats just above it. That's where I'll be Sunday.
The are all on tracks basically the same, so you're gonna have to watch your P's and Q's, take care of your truck.
Yeah, the race is on FS1.
Is something you can win with.
Well, we're getting ready to go for race number 7 of the season right here at Darlington, and we'll get that command right now.
Under a tornado watch here. I'm off. I was off work today, tomorrow, and Sunday, and then I work Monday at like 3 or 3:30, whatever. So I'll have plenty of time to recover after getting back from Darlington.
Dead on tools, Tony Ronaldo.
Kurt Menefee, ladies and gentlemen.
NASCAR Nation, welcome to the historic.
Thought he was going to say welcome to the doghouse. I thought Road Dogg Jesse James was doing the... Can you shut the fuck up and get on with it? This race is already starting later than it should because it rained. Can you just fucking shut up and get on with it? All right, he's going to sit here and cut a promo. You know, I would enjoy my weekend better if we could get this race going, because I got to go play video games online with some friends later. So can this fucker shut up now? Wow, he could have said that like a minute ago. Todd, this will be my second year in a row going to the Spring Darlington race. I went to the Spring Darlington race last year. This year I plan on going to the Southern 500 as well. Last year I was there for Xfinity and Cup. This year I'm just doing the Cup race. But maybe in the fall I'll do Xfinity as well. Maybe me and Dylan will go stay down there for a day or two and do the Xfinity race.
He made his Xfinity Series debut racing at both
Xfinity race last year was really, really good. Cup race was good too, but Xfinity race was better. I'm really looking forward to the Xfinity race tomorrow. Those cars race really well at Darlington.
And he's ready for the Truck Series, where he's got 4 top 6 finishes already this season. And the crazy thing, his crew chief Danny Stock,
Chase Elliott's not in the Xfinity race because Xfinity qualifying got rained out.
He's gonna have his work cut out for him at a track he loves, Darlington, because he's
so yeah,
28,
that's
so
a weird one.
Work his way up through the field if he wants another win this season.
Chase was supposed to drive the 88 car tomorrow.
He's been the hottest driver on the circuit this year. He has 5 top 5 finishes in 6 races, and that includes 1 win just 2 weeks
I
ago.
love her
So
Jamie Little's Matt Kenseth shirt.
And he told me the key to success around here to get a second straight win.
Come to Darlington. Meet us at Fats on Sunday afternoon. That's where me and Dylan are probably going to eat. There's a Fats near the hotel we stayed at last year when we were down there for a couple of days. But this time it's just a day trip. We're leaving Sunday morning. It's only 3 hours away.
He's certainly capable, that's for sure, Jamie. And thank you very much, along with Josh Sims. Will keep us abreast of what's happening downstairs.
Abreast. Did he say that because Jamie Little was on the screen? This race. Oh, my sponsors. But wow, I haven't seen this dude in weeks. He must love the Truck Series. Been missing my sponsor. I mentioned him in the last like 3 streams. I think it's pretty obvious John Hunter's going to dominate this race, but the question is, what's going to happen to him this time? Whatever happens, I hope it ends with Ryan Preece winning, because I want that money. How's the weather looking outside? Oh, I see blue sky, but it's still windy as fuck. My friends start playing online around 9. So I'm going to miss some of the action there. My cat was sitting in the window trying to catch the leaves as they flew by from all the wind. Oh my God, the sun's coming out. Wow. That is weird. There's some dark clouds over there, but the sun's out and it's really windy. I don't know when the tornado watch ends around here. We had a tornado warning earlier, but there was nothing near my house. Like, by the time the tornado warning happened in my county, the wind was not even blowing anymore. So I'm guessing it was just part of the storm that had like moved to the northeast of us. I feel like I ate too early today, but I got hungry. And like I said, we have cookout here now, and I couldn't resist. So now I'm going to starve the rest of the night. Why do I attract naked men? You know, I've never been hit on by a man in my life. Kind of offended by that. Oh my God, you got 19 hours to drive to Darlington? You better get on a plane, dude. Darlington's like barely 3 hours away from me. And it's a real quick 3 hours because we just get on a highway and go straight. It amazed me how easy it is to get to Darlington from here. You don't even have to, you make like 1 or 2 turns when you leave my house, then you just go straight. I've been to Myrtle Beach a bunch of times before I ever went to Darlington, so I had passed Darlington Raceway a number of times.
You can't write down what this track is all about. It's just the fact that they're going to run 1 inch from that concrete wall most all night long.
Yeah, let's take a look at our race analysis. You see this race is 147 laps, a little bit over 200 miles.
147 laps should go by quick, right? It's the truck series.
Our pit window somewhere around 54 to 58 laps. Sheldon Creed won both these races last year, but these guys are going to want tires well before 54 to 58 laps.
And they've got 6 sets, 1 on the truck and 5 sitting. That's enough tires for some strategy to become a part of this thing tonight.
Our Dead on Tools starting lineup. John Hunter Nemechek and Ty Majeski are in the front row in qualifying earlier today, and Nemechek was very fast in practice on the longer run and also on the short qualifying stint. He was impressive.
Let's see if we can catch a word with our buddy Stuart Priest, and he's starting back in the 23rd position. Hey, Stuart, it's Waltrip and the guys in the Fox booth. You copy?
Yeah, I got you, Mikey.
I've been trying to explain all day how tough this place is, how crazy this place is.
You know, I could have went down there for the whole weekend. I just didn't want to spend the money. But I wanted to go to a race at Darlington, so I said, fuck it, we'll do Cup race.
I might be able to multitask here. You can hear me call my license.
Haley Deegan back there with Lawless Allen on row 13. Pray for her.
First gear there, 2 red.
And Stuart Friesen's throwback is unrecognizable to his normal paint scheme.
2. Flash 2.
Yeah, that's good information. He's seeing how many lights he can make flash and how he's able to take advantage of every inch of this pit road to be as fast as he can on and off. So when his team cuts a 12 second pit stop, he does his job on pit road.
And his crew chief is looking at the telemetry right now. They know exactly what speed he was riding in each one of the sections on pit road.
All right, Stuart, I laid out so you can talk all them lights flashing and things. So you got that squared away. Tell us about what's the toughest thing about this track.
Well, for us today, we qualified, sent it a little hard in the green, and loaded up on the splitter, got tight, strove the fence, so not start where we want to, but it's all of it.
Yeah, Tyler Riddick will race tomorrow.
Around the other guys, obviously, the start here, we're gonna be
That would have been an Xfinity race worth going to for Riddick and Chase, but of course Chase doesn't get to race because it rained.
Number 52. Congratulations on that celebratory paint scheme.
I love that paint scheme on the 61 truck.
Yeah,
That's nice.
Really
That's a good throwback.
90 green dirt modified colors for all his fans and all our dirt modified fans in the Northeast. We appreciate all the support that we've got for this truck, and hopefully we can get this thing to the front.
Thank you, buddy.
Downstairs to Jimmy Little.
And look who's back in the truck series, going back to his roots. It's Ross Chastain, and he's back.
Ross
with
Chastain in the
Of course,
41.
one team that he has found success with and found victory lane. Now, of course, he's been on a tear in the Cup side, winning twice already this season. But he told me it was this truck race that has had
1 a.m. for you.
all week
It's
long.
8 o'clock
He's talked
here.
about it so much because he doesn't do it all the time. He wants to get back to victory lane at Darlington. Something he's never done here is race a truck. Keep your eye on the 41. John?
Chastain's never been in a truck race at Darlington. That's interesting.
That's exactly what Corey Heim wants to do, because the last time we saw him in a truck, he was taking the checkered flag in a win at Atlanta, his first one of his Truck Series career. And this is a guy who is very confident heading into this race, and he's been going to all the races, even when he
How will
wasn't
these
in the
guys
truck,
make
just
fools of
learning from the
themselves
big
tonight?
team, being on the spotter stand, learning and
Truck Series is barely a step
lingo,
above ARCA
and
these
very
days.
confident. Here's the thing, though. He said the pressure is on because the last time out, he
Well, I
won.
think that
So
team that Reddick's driving for races full time and has a charter, they just switch drivers around a lot. I think. Or do they? I don't know. I know the 88 cars only raced once this year, and that was with Junior.
28th position because he had trouble qualifying. It's going to be fun to watch this young man go forward.
He's starting in the
All right, Denny. See you tomorrow. Have a good one.
Let's hop up to where there's no scrum. We're on the second row here. We talked about Grant Enfinger, how strong he's been in practice. Can he get this 23 truck to victory lane? We're going to have a great spot to ride along with him.
Ty Majeski down on the bottom. John Hunter Nemechek.
Green flag.
Nemechek won the pole convincingly earlier this afternoon. The green flag is out. It's a throwback weekend. And
That's the worst green flag waving I've ever seen. You guys see that? Into turn one. Everybody from that one camera angle they always show going into turn one at Darlington, it looks like the whole top line is going to run into each other. Oh, loose. Majeski almost lost it off of two.
Ty Majeski says, I don't care how fast you are in practice.
Nemechek pulls away. Zane Smith
It about got away from him.
into second.
He got very loose off turn two.
Now keep an eye on that spot off turn two where that pavement.
Ooh, another. Oh, man. Ross Chastain almost spun off a four.
They let go.
Well, they completed one lap without a yellow,
Laid
but
down
barely.
some pavement over there on, turn
Ooh,
two,
Ross.
A couple of years ago, and boy, we see a bump just as you exit turn two, and that's caught some guys out already today in practice.
Yes, you don't have that truck pointed the right direction when you hit that bump. It could be serious.
Bump
trouble.
draft down the back, Rhodes to Kligerman.
Into 75, getting a big bump from Ben Rhodes as they swing to the outside of Corey Hines. That bump to the rear end, that's not to tell a guy you're mad at him most of the time.
Ryan Preece up in the top 10, started 13th. He went up to 8th within 2 laps.
You got to be very careful, though, doing that.
How about that move by the 99 of Ben Rhodes trying to get by the 51 of Corey Hines? Not quite able to do it that time.
You got to go way off the track at times, Phil. You know that. You've raced here. You can't just run on the surface. You got to go way below the lines that at Daytona and Talladega would be out of bounds, but there's no out of bounds at Darlington, and these guys are trying to take advantage of all the asphalt out there.
That's a great illustration. That 15 of Tanner Gray. He was down below the racetrack on the apron of the racetrack. Now he's losing ground as you see the yellow 88 of Matt Crafton go by.
Yeah, Gray made that
Matt
move
DiBenedetto's
on
running
the
6th.
but just couldn't complete the pass.
He does have more Darlington experience here than pretty much anyone else in the field.
A couple of positions, and back he goes behind Crafton. Well, we've seen
Still, he won't win.
drivers get wiggly coming off of turn two.
Even if he wasn't driving a shitty truck.
Just now, since I was watching the same thing.
Nemechek continues to lead from the drop, 5 laps in here at Darlington.
Nemechek has taken off.
Illustration there of what we saw.
Zane Smith still within a second of him, though.
Was a little bit better in the
When is Hocevar going to win a race?
a little bit better in the long run, and he's showing that right now.
Almost a half second faster qualifying as we watch Timmy Hill, the 56 truck, go around.
Look
the
at Timmy
outside
Hill in the
and
56.
24.
Passing for 23rd. I don't know why we're showing that, but
They are scrambling all over
Ross
the
Chastain's
racetrack.
bouncing
Crafton
back
is
now. He
low,
just
trying to
passed
take the spot.
Crafton around the
Away from
outside.
Ross Chastain, not able to do so. Right behind him, Tanner Gray and Colby Howard.
Does anybody else think Martin Truex Jr. was acting like a little bitch after Dover? Because Ross didn't do anything wrong at Dover,
Howard has been
my
impressive
opinion.
today. Looked good in practice. He did spin, but didn't hit anything.
Truex won't do anything about it anyway, so if I was Ross, I wouldn't even be worried. Uh-oh, my cable's cutting off. Is that weather related or is that Fox Sports 1? I think it's Fox Sports 1 related. Oh, it's trying to come back on. There it is.
Look down on the bottom of Gray as Colby Howard drives away. It's been, like Vince said, been an impressive day for Colby. Watched him at Daytona hang on to the loosest truck I've ever seen anyone drive for 250 miles, and he has great truck control, obviously, and this is a place where if you have that talent, it can really show up.
I said Howard qualified inside the top 10, ran inside the top 10 in that practice session, but actually qualified 19th. But has shown that.
We got a
speed.
caution on lap
Zoom
7.
briefly of Jesse
Ooh,
Lewis.
back marker crash.
Turn two, And,
43 and the 33.
Involved in that, and that is Akinori Ogata.
Akinori Ogata.
There was a second truck
48 years old. God damn.
in that one as well.
When's the last time Ogata was in a truck race?
They had an issue over there.
The bad news is both of
I didn't even know he was here either. I really should look at these entry lists before I start these.
Ogata fan.
Bring it on the pit road, bud. Andy, we're going to bring it to you.
Ogata making
Yeah,
his first
Ross
start
didn't do anything wrong with Truex on Monday. Truex just a little whiny bitch.
We talked earlier during
Like
the
most of his
practice
fans,
show.
ironically.
Ogata has won a couple of races at Hickory Motor Speedway in the late model division.
That's a pretty nasty wreck for 30th place, guys.
Just let me tell you a little information. The fastest lap of the race for John Hunter was
Josh Rayoum was the other truck with the token Dale Earnhardt knockoff paint scheme for Throwback Weekend.
Prior to the caution flag, so already over a half second.
Todd Bodine, 18th in that 62. That's pretty good for Todd being out of the truck so long.
That just tells you how abusive this asphalt is to those beautiful Throwback Goodyear Eagle tires with the white lettering. It's always fun seeing everybody get involved with this weekend.
So here
And
it is.
Fox doesn't have a replay of it. They just have a replay after it happened. Not quite sure what happened, but they were hooked together in the outside wall.
Josh Rayon, huh?
Well, and especially when you're sitting there in the truck having it happen.
Caution early here at Darlington. John Hunter Nemechek out front.
Nemechek, Smith, Hocevar, Enfinger, Majeski, Dabita Dumbass running 6th. I think the weather's cleared up here for now. Did you guys see that some fucking crackhead jumped on stage and tried to attack Dave Chappelle and ended up getting his arms broken? You guys remember when I said after the Chris Rock Will Smith thing, I said jump on stage with Dave Chappelle and try that and see what happens? Well, we now know. You get your fucking arms broken and your face beat in by Jamie Foxx, Dave Chappelle, and all their friends. They stomped that motherfucker's ass. I saw the Multiverse of Madness yesterday. It was pretty damn good. Todd Bodine going to pull a Greek. Todd Bodine will be happy to finish 15th. What is this Guardians of the Galaxy commercial I'm watching right now? Oh, it's for a new roller coaster at Disney. There's a Guardians themed roller coaster. That's pretty cool. Too bad I'll never have the money or get to go to fucking Disney or do anything fun like that in my entire goddamn life. Sure looks like fun, though. I want to go to Galaxy's Edge, but that'll never happen. I hear a snoring cat behind me. I have the only cat in the world that snores. Held the mic up to her and she stopped snoring. You need Jim Beam to watch some of these fucking truck races, man. You need something harder than that to get through some of these truck races. I'm telling you. Just go back and watch last year's Darlington truck race or watch Knoxville from last year. Better yet, go listen to my streams from last year in those races.
Saying after the race, the
God.
faces aren't gonna look quite the
Had some
same.
trucks hit pit road. Chandler Smith pitted.
We're having Chandler Smith qualified. Four-way. Needed a little bit of adjustment. 4 tires. And the reason why they're putting 4 tires on the field is twofold. They have them. They have enough tires to change them here. But Josh, this team was in the back, so they're going to try and take advantage of this early caution.
Yeah, Chandler Smith just wanted a little more. He came in, got a tear off, got tires and fuel. We know he started 28th. Now he's moving his way up through the field, but they just want a little bit more to help him out there on the track, guys.
Thanks, Josh. Reminder that
Darlington on Sunday. I'll be there.
Darlington Throwback Week continues. Memory lane.
Yeah, I wish North Carolina would let me do some DraftKings of my own.
Coverage begins Sunday, 2 o'clock Eastern on FS1 and the Fox Sports app.
Gonna get me copyrighted on my stream.
Darlington Raceway for this race on Sunday. It's going to be out of control.
How about that good-looking machine of Matt DiBenedetto? Jamie?
Nemechek, Smith, Hocevar, Enfinger, Majeski, DiBenedetto, Eckes, Priest, Kligerman, Corey Haim, the top 10.
It's been a bad streak for him. He's finished 15th or worse for 4 straight races. But some good news right now. Darlington Raceway just announced that right there, that paint scheme, best in show.
Well, no shit, everybody's gonna love the silver bullet.
Sterling Marlin.
Yep.
Love that truck. Love Sterling. Miss you, buddy. Hope you're watching, having a Coors Light, seeing that beautiful 25 truck out here on the track.
And DiBenedetto has never run a truck here. Of course, this is his first season.
Yeah, Mike, if I had you do a bet for me, I would do my own bets of other drivers. Win money one of these days, one way or another.
Be too big of an issue.
Carson Hocevar picked that outside lane, trying to push John Hunter down into turn 1 ahead of Zane Smith on the bottom. I think the leader will take the top all night long, Vince.
Restart on lap 13.
Vehicle up top, Zane Smith.
Nemechek on the outside, Zane Smith on the inside.
Zane did a nice job on the
Good
launch.
restart by Zane.
Corey Haim.
Shallow entry. Ooh, he's going to clear Nemechek. Is he going to clear him? Yeah, take it. You're clear, you're clear, you're clear, clear, clear. Zane Smith takes the lead. Ooh. Everybody trying to spin out off a turn 2.
Smith got him on the restart. Got John Hunter. So
Oh, John Hunter back to his inside.
John Hunter crossing over. Coming right
Through
back
turn
into the
4,
lead.
but Zane Smith's got a good run off the corner.
And these trucks are going to be changing. The weather's
New leader, the 38.
hot when they practice early, so we could see
Ross Chastain losing a bunch of spots again. He must have got loose. He was on the bottom, and trucks were just going around him on the outside.
Yeah, temperature was in the upper 80s during practice and mid 80s during qualifying today. And when we started tonight, it was in the low 70s.
just a beautiful night in South Carolina. Trucks on the track. Throwback weekend. This is as good as it gets.
Zane Smith, a 2-time winner, out front as you see Stuart
Ooh,
Friesen
boy.
working the top side, taking a look.
91 got really loose
One of Howard,
under Ankrum.
and Parker Kligerman.
Parker. Ooh, Parker.
Position just outside
Drove
the
hard
top.
in that corner and lost the nose, and I thought he was going to run into Eckes.
Well, I mean, every time we see something, ooh,
Hey, Dylan.
I've seen 14.
How you doing?
Ryan Reese in the 17.
I felt horrible for Matty D at Bristol.
This
I think it is. Yeah.
I've said that several times in his career. What is it with him in Bristol?
Reggie run a lot of modified races over the years.
watch Matt Crafton in this neon 88.
Crafton
neon
around the
88.
outside of
Just looks
Chastain.
dirt
Ooh,
fast.
loose.
Wow, he hung with it, didn't he?
Darlington's not a track known for its grip.
Earlier before that caution came out a while ago, but he's hanging in there, just outside the top.
Dylan, if Priest wins, I get like $36 or something.
Corey Haim. And then up front, you've got Zane Smith.
Nemechek's all over Zane Smith. Zane Smith didn't check out like Nemechek did the previous run.
He is in hot pursuit. He's all over the back of that 38 truck with a faster Toyota, I think, but getting around is a whole other story.
Nemechek drops down, takes a look.
Carson Hocevar hanging right in there in that 42.
Yeah, Hocevar, he's in the frame.
It's been a breath of fresh air. Not only was
Nemechek beats Zane Smith so bad on corner entry and through the center, but Zane Smith gets these good runs off.
waiting to happen is that 42.
Holds the lead.
Really cool for him to take Travis Pastrana to victory lane. And I think we heard the
I think either Zane Smith or Nemechek's going to win, but I couldn't resist taking Priest at the odds he had. No, man, Hocevar inside of Nemechek.
That he's going to be the artist. Did I hear that?
Oh, Hocevar checks up big time off of 2. Got loose. Enfinger's going to pass him.
Third from Hocevar.
This is why
4 truck battle for the lead. 5 truck battle for the lead. Majeski's in this now.
He's not going anywhere. Look at this 5-truck battle for the lead.
Shut up, Mikey.
Great look from out the windshield of Enfinger at Nemechek and Zane Smith.
Enfinger trying to go for second.
Trying to challenge Nemechek
Ew.
for second.
So close to almost hitting Nemechek.
Was it a root there?
15 close calls.
Zane Smith still can't check out. Is there a section of lights on the backstretch that are not working? Because they come off of turn 2, it's like dark for half a second. I think there's some lights off on the backstretch.
That's for 10th.
Oh, we got a spinner, the 45. Lawless Allen, what a surprise. Caution's out. DiBenedetto lost a few spots on that run. He dropped to 9th.
Caution is out.
Lawless Allen spun and didn't hit anything. Nice Jeff Gordon throwback, though.
With Allen, was running just inside.
That looks like one of Jeff Gordon's Nicorette cars, or was that a Pepsi Flames car he had? The Nicorette car's usually green, right?
Bring it to pit road. Let's do it. Let's see what happens to Lawless. The truck on the very bottom there, the light blue nose.
He's going to be below the racetrack.
Oh, it's Joe Nemechek's son, John Hunter, and Lawless Allen busted his own ass underneath the 61. But yeah, John Hunter is Joe Nemechek's
Jeff
son.
Gordon fans will recognize that 45 paint scheme from his department.
Been in trucks a long time, run Xfinity part-time, had one season in Cup and a pretty crappy ride. Now he's been back in the truck series for the last year and a half.
And by the way, we're racing, back in about the 21st and 2nd position.
Lawless Allen busting his ass for 20th.
Stuart Friesen said he wasn't being overly derogatory when he said I'm back in the scrub. He didn't mean the trucks necessarily. Dirty air, the mess. Yes. And where all action like that is going to take place. And he wanted to get out of there as quickly as he can. And Stewart has driven up to the top 15 already.
So under caution.
Zane Smith, Nemechek, Enfinger, Hostfar, Majeski, Kligerman, Eckes, Priest, Benedetto, Rhodes, top 10. Rhodes is fast. He's just stuck in a lot of traffic. I think Rhodes is going to have something to say about this by the end of the night. I think Rhodes and Priest will be factors in this race.
And the reason why this is, Vince, they've already lost over a second lap time. So I think you're going to see some of our front runners maybe come get some tires here in this state.
I like this call. And you talk, Michael, about the back end.
Pit roads open. Zane Smith and Enfinger and Hostfar and Majeski, Kligerman, Eckes, Priest. Bunch of guys pitted, but a few stayed out.
Good that NASCAR gives teams enough tires so they have some options, and that makes it good for us TV people too, because there's going to be
Yeah, I love Michael Waltrip. If NASCAR limited their sets of tires like they usually do, Mikey'd say, get called by NASCAR, limiting those sets of tires, making these teams have to really manage it and work harder. But because they have a bunch of extra sets, oh, I think it's so great that NASCAR gave them extra sets. They have so many opportunities now. It's like, fuck off.
Allen in the left rear. They asked if he was having an issue with the splitter. He said it's not affecting him too much. Jamie?
And Zane Smith in the
I don't know why they're showing JH on the screen. No, he's the only Nemechek in this race, but I guess they're just used to putting JH up there because Joe in recent years has still run a lot of truck races. So I guess that's why they put JH in on the screen. Enfinger wins the race off pit road, but Nemechek stayed out, so he's the leader. Nemechek better hope a lot of guys stayed out with him or he's going to get eaten alive.
Has been the leader.
Okay, so between you and me, I had a banana pudding milkshake from Cookout earlier, and I want another one. I had my little chicken strip tray with the cheese bites, fries, and extra cheese bites, but I have a banana pudding milkshake too, and I want another one. I need something cold. Something cold and sweet, goddammit. Gonna have Ty Gibbs and Josh Berry on the front row tomorrow for Xfinity race at 1:30. 1:30, you know, that's the time the Cup race should be starting Sunday, but nah, 3 o'clock. The F1 race is going to be really interesting on Sunday, and isn't it going on at the exact same time of the Cup race? For like half a second, I forgot that I was going to Darlington. I was like, I'd like to check out some of that F1 race on Sunday. It's like, oh, I can't. Well, I could. I get good signal at Darlington. I have it on my phone. Yeah, if anybody should replace Ty Gibbs full-time in Xfinity if Gibbs goes to Cup next year, which he probably will, it should be John Hunter. John Hunter will be hell in the Xfinity Series in a car that good. He's only ever been able to drive mostly mid-cars in Xfinity. He's had a few rides for Gibbs, obviously, but nothing full-time. He won Kansas driving for Gibbs. Pissed off Eric Jones, if I remember correctly, a few years ago. 2019, I think. Might have been 2018. I can't remember. It's been a while. Got to think about tomorrow. Might go with that Josh Berry. If you send me, are the odds still the same on Xfinity? You have to, if they've changed any, you have to send me the odds.
Welcome back to the
And we're back at Darlington.
At Darlington, Zane Smith was the leader prior to those pit stops. He came to pit road. John Hunter Nemechek, one of 10 lead lap trucks who did not. Nemechek still with the lead.
10 trucks stayed out and a bunch pitted. So Nemechek's got a pretty good buffer between him and the fresh tire trucks, but they're going to have about 21 laps here. Short runs be the key. More cautious, the less laps Nemechek has to run, the better here. DiBenedetto's second now. So Nemechek, DiBenedetto, Corey Heim, Chandler Smith, Timmy Hill, Rott, Perkins, Spogelman, Thompson, and Danny Bond stayed out. Infingers the first car on first truck on fresh tires in 11th. Gregson, Gibbs, and Barreville. I might just have to go Allgaier then, like I did last year.
It's going to be really interesting to see what these guys with new tires can do with these 10 trucks that stayed out. I think they're going to
might have to jinx Justin Allgaier.
You don't agree?
I don't agree.
You think the new tires?
If it goes green, John Hunter wins the stage. He's got a pretty good buffer between him and the fresh tire trucks.
Green flag back out.
Still, short runs could help. Gets a good launch. They're stacking up on the bottom. Boy, DiBenedetto 3 wide in the middle. He didn't get going at all. 3 wide in the middle. It looked like last year. They're stacking up in the middle of the field. Ooh. Might want to check the nose on Crafton's truck back there. And Enfinger didn't go either. Oh. Almost got hooked by the 30. Man, what happened to it? I know DiBenedetto shit the bed, but 4 wide, 4 wide, 4 wide. Smith, Eckes, Crafton. And whoever's in that 20 truck. Yeah, it was Bond.
That was nuts. Great move from Matt Crafton.
Parker Kligerman digging down on the bottom off turn 2.
Enfinger in that 23 truck is 10th.
3 wide again, DiBenedetto in the middle. Chandler Smith, who was inside.
There's Chandler Smith. This is something you don't ever say in Darlington.
The 88 of Crafton ends up getting the 38, the 98, and the 20, all with this move.
You don't say that without saying, are you okay?
Yeah, are you all right? I was going to say caution. That's what usually is followed by when you say 4 wide.
The spotter for Crafton.
Top 5 trucks still on old tires, but we're only like 2 laps into this run. Man, these laps go by here so slow. Because the slow corner speeds, Darlington laps feel like they take forever. Enfinger in 6th on fresh tires. Okay, Enfinger's going to win the stage, I think. Oh, boy. Never mind, Rhodes passed him on the outside.
Ben Rhodes is the top running guy right now. They just put 4 tires on.
Ben Rhodes now the first truck on fresh tires. He's 4th, bringing Enfinger with him to 5th. 4 wide, 3 wide again. Hocevar, Kligerman, Enfinger. Hocevar, hang on. I thought Hocevar was going to lose it right there.
Give me a little space. Give me some space. Ross Chastain looks on as Hocevar gives up the spot to Kligerman.
Teammates Chastain and Hocevar at Nice Motorsports.
Dean Thompson in that 40 truck was top earlier, Vince, in the top 5 after staying out.
Nemechek, Heim, and it's a Kyle Busch 1, 2, 3, but not for long when Rhodes gets to him. He'll make pretty quick work of them.
Crafton There's the 9 of Blaine.
Like Haley Deegan's paint scheme. That's pretty sweet.
Infinger and Rhodes continue to battle. Boy, Infinger is not.
Infinger and Rhodes are racing each other so hard that the KBM trucks are just cruising right now. Rhodes finally cleared Infinger for good, I think. Infinger did fall back and get back to him, though.
Infinger was 0.4 of a second faster than our leader, John Hunter Nemechek.
Now Infinger's back to Rhodes inside again. They've only gained a little bit on the KBM trucks. They keep racing each other so hard. Side draft into turn 1. Infinger's going to dive bomb. Clear Ben Rhodes.
We talked at the very top of the show. They really need a good run. Couple 3 top 10s coming into here in a row, but they really needed a solid top 5 kind of day, and it looks good.
Watch this. Haley Deegan in the 1 behind Blaine Perkins in the 9. Here comes Colby Howard.
Hey, what the fuck, Colby Howard? Jesus, he almost killed Haley Deegan. I don't know how she didn't wreck.
That was a racing deal. Colby had a nice run through the middle. Haley had a run to cut to the bottom, trying to take advantage of it.
Well, Haley Deegan's not in an enviable spot racing with these fucking bums.
Tyler Ingram giving a little shove to the 1, trying to get past Chris Wright in the 44.
The way some of these guys are entering the corners scares the shit out of me. Nemechek, Heim, Chandler Smith on old tires. Infinger and Rhodes are coming on freshies with 13 to go. We're side by side, so I can still see what's going on. Infinger and Rhodes at it again. God, neither one of them can pull away. Now Kligerman's entered the picture. He's got fresh tires too. John, them KBM trucks don't need to see a caution. They need it to go green while these 3 guys race each other hard behind them. Chandler Smith's about to challenge Corey Heim for second. Nemechek's had such a shitty year, but his playoff points and stage wins are carrying him. I mean, he's ran good. Should have won almost half the races, I think. Something stupid just always happens to him. He's got that Kyle Busch 2014 Xfinity Series luck, right? Was it 2013 or 14 where Kyle drove for himself and didn't win shit? I think, no, it was 2012. 2012, my bad. Got that Kyle Busch 2012 Xfinity Series luck. DiBenedetto 3 wide in the middle. He's getting killed on these old tires right now because he stayed out. You know, Dylan, I was thinking our cookout trips when we go to races don't mean as much. They're not as special now that we have one right here in the middle of town. Used to be, let's go get some cookout on the way to the race. Woo! Now it's just like, we can get cookout and then hang out at my house and then go to the race. Ooh, Hocevar under Rhodes. You could see that truck want to come around on him. His truck's really loose on exit. Hocevar been that way the whole race, especially off of 2. Kligerman and Infinger have run down the KBM trucks somehow. They're racing side by side. Kligerman just cut in front of Infinger for 4th. And Fox cut away from it. You're surprised that Wood has sucked in that 24 truck? Corey Heim ran up on John Hunter and got a little tight. Now Chandler Smith's to his inside, and Kligerman's right there. Kligerman's going to win the damn stage. We're coming to 8 to go, and Kligerman just passed Chandler Smith and Corey Heim in 1 corner. 8 to go. Damn, Parker Kligerman going to get a stage win. 8 to go.
Right up through these guys. So you had Chandler Smith who pitted on lap 10, and Kligerman pitted on lap 21, and what a difference 10 laps made in tires as Kligerman went around.
Kligerman couldn't get the run off the bottom of 2. That let Chandler Smith get back to his inside.
When you get a run down in 1 and 2, you really got to be patient.
I'm really impressed with how these KBM trucks stayed out front so long. Shows you how fast they are. But these tires have really just caught up to them now. 7 to go.
This time trying to jump on him right as soon as they get in the center.
It's about timing.
Here's the lead change, possibly. And not going to get it off of 2. Loose.
Not gonna work.
You just get so loose trying to get back in the gas on the bottom coming off of 2. That is tough. John Hunter, just keep taking that top away. Whatever you do, don't give up the top. Do not give up the top. 6 to go.
Trio of trucks battling for the lead. John Hunter has done a great job holding on to this lead.
Can't last much longer though, right? That 75 trucks pressure tires are just dominating right now.
I don't know. If Nemechek just doesn't give up the top, don't let Kligerman get to your outside. You'll stand an okay chance. I don't think he holds him off, but oh boy, Kligerman's able to just drive so much deeper. That's where it needed to happen on the entry of 3. Just drive in deep and get a slide job going. Yep, Kligerman's got it. 5 to go. I wish this was the end of the race, Michael, don't you? Kligerman charges on way fresher tires.
And I probably will see you later because John Hunter's not done by any stretch. But I think it's really cool we saw there in this stage, Vince, how strategy can play into.
Nemechek held that lead for 16 laps on old tires at Darlington.
These guys now know exactly what's going to happen with 20 laps to go in that final stage.
And the KBM truck stayed right with him for most of it. They've dropped back. Now Chastain's up to 3rd. Where'd Chastain come from? I know he has fresh tires as well. Rhodes falling back was a big surprise. I thought Rhodes would have been the one to get to Nemechek before Kligerman or Enfinger, but Rhodes is 8th.
But after the caution laps for the end of the first stage, it'll only be about 38 or 9 laps. So I don't think we'll see guys do that in the second stage like we did in this stage as we see
Ross 3 wide down the back past Chandler Smith and Enfinger.
From the 41 of Chastain. Now he's working on John Hunter for 2nd.
Hey, John Hunter's really done a nice job hanging on to what he has.
John Hunter Nemechek is unbelievable. But now he's in traffic and he's getting run over. He's back to 4th now. Next truck behind him is Smith on equal tires, so maybe he can settle in here and just hang on to 4th. 3 laps.
Now they're seeing exactly how much they matter.
And this does not surprise me in the least that those 20-lap pressure tires can do what they've been doing.
Good lesson to learn for that final stage of the race. And one you want to put them on. 2 laps left here in stage 1.
Tanner Gray doing a great job here, holding on to that 7th spot.
Chandler Smith up to 6 from his dismal starting 28th position.
And remember, stage points that come along with finishing top 10 in the stage. Important, especially for a guy like Enfinger, who came into this race 9 points below the cut line.
Tanner Gray 7th.
There you saw Tanner Gray.
Stage 1 winner, Parker Kligerman. Woohoo!
Chandler's going to grab that spot.
Hocevar passed Nemechek for 4th. So Nemechek ends up 5th on old tires.
John Hunter's hanging tough on the outside. He's going to give way now, though.
Make that 6th.
It would really work. We know how far back Chandler Smith started in this race because of issues qualifying. That great pit call by Danny Stockman to put tires on during that stage.
DiBenedetto kind of got fucked by strategy. 10 trucks stayed out, him being one of them. And then we had a long 20-plus lap run here to the end of stage 1. And DiBenedetto's not even in the top 20 now. Other trucks that stayed out on old tires still finished top 10. Chandler Smith, John Hunter.
It's Darlington. You know what to.
But yeah, that strategy really just killed DiBenedetto's race, I feel like. Oh, look at Ben Rhodes tried to wreck the 51. What a surprise. But oh, Ben Rhodes was such a good, mature guy and such a great lift. Fucking hate Ben Rhodes. Never liked him. Never liked Ben Rhodes. Stage winner Parker Kligerman. I didn't have that on my bingo card today.
Camping World Truck Series Racing, presented by Blue Emu.
Yeah, Tanner's pretty good for a guy who only ever drove in a straight line before he started doing this. I agree, Michael.
Good job, Parker, and that whole team.
And hey, you knew Matt DiBenedetto was going to have a bad night tonight when Michael Waltrip said he was going to win.
To the top 10 in stage one. And it's a long line coming to pit road as expected. Led by Kligerman. Begin with Josh.
And Chandler Smith said right now he's just too free up by the wall, too tight on the throttle, and he's really driving.
Ross Chastain in the 41 said he didn't fire up as well as the others, and he's too.
My favorite Cup throwback is Ross Chastain. I'm a little biased. Actually, it's either Ross Chastain or William Byron. My favorite Xfinity throwback is either Jeremy Clements or Ty Gibbs, I think. Although, Justin Allgaier, see, I can't give you a straight answer. There's so many good ones. Have to think about it. But Ross Chastain or William Byron's probably my favorites. Chastain wins the race off pit road.
Led by Chris Carrier.
Ross Chastain, Carson Hosbar, Parker Kligerman, Brennan Finger, Matt Kraft in the top 5.
And we're winning.
How about that? Ross is the leader. Well, while we've got a minute during these commercials, let's go peruse the throwbacks on J-Ski. We'll start with Xfinity first. Over here, Sam Mayers is pretty sweet, as you can see. Is that really a throwback? Allgaier, though, that's where it's at. I love that. Obviously a Dale Jr. idea. Josh Berry's is pretty cool. Underrated. I don't even remember that paint scheme. But that's pretty cool. Timmy Hill's throwback is pretty neat. Brandon Jones throwing it back to a driver befitting of his talent level. We got Brandon Jones driving a Paul Menard throwback. How about that? Mike Snyder's is pretty cool. We've seen that. This is another one with Tyler Reddick's. We've seen this one like every year. Here, there was one in the truck race tonight that's painted just like it. Jeremy Clements, that's pretty sweet. I love anything that's Wrangler style. I just love those. Ty Gibbs, I love that paint scheme. Shout out to NASCAR Thunder 2003. Yeah, not bad. We'll go to Cup now. Cup is more relevant to me because it's the race I'm going to. There you go. Ross Chastain and Daniel Suarez. Harvick throwing it back to a scheme I don't even remember from 2011. Kyle Larson, Tim Richmond throwback. Brett Keselowski's Mark Martin. Chase Elliott's is a Jimmy Means throwback. Denny Hamlin driving his 2016 Daytona 500 paint scheme. That's pretty cool. It's not like a huge throwback, but I like that car. I love Briscoe's Tony Stewart Indy 500 throwback. That's pretty damn sweet. The Matt Kenseth throwback for Buescher. That's a good one. Of all the M&M schemes, I don't like this one. I thought the Ken Schrader paint schemes would have been better, but for some reason this one won the poll for Kyle Busch. Christopher Bell throwing it all the way back to 2017, guys. Man, feels like a lifetime ago. Harrison Burton, that's in my top favorites. I don't know how high, but the Harrison Burton, Jeff Burton paint scheme is pretty sweet. I like Logano's, even though it's a bullshit throwback. Oh, it's painted like it's quarter midget he started racing in. Fuck that. Oh, there's the render of William Byron's car, and Hendrick Motorsports posted a video today where you can actually see that car side by side with one of Jeff's cars from 07, and it looks just like it. Michael Waltrip's wearing a Dale Earnhardt fire suit right now in the booth. Custer's throwback. Ty Dillon, I mean, the 42 and 43, you knew they were going to have good throwbacks. Kurt Busch has a great one. Bowman's is pretty sweet. Even though the Valvoline car is another one that's been done to death. So, yeah.
It always is fun. I had on my Schrader shirt earlier. Now I got on my Dale Earnhardt uniform. Old Mike's having a good Friday night.
On that particular race, you're talking about late caution. You're leading, right? And you wanted to stay out. Right?
I miss when Denny had the different colored FedEx cars, the green and black one for FedEx Ground.
Shut up. You just drive.
FedEx Freight was the red one. Then there was the blue one.
The guy that won, did he pit too?
Mark Martin was pretty good. He probably could have beat me on 3 tires.
But he didn't pit.
He stayed out and won. And did you bring that up with Dale?
Never. not to this day. I would never correct Dale Earnhardt.
And I think one of the cool things, Mike, you've got a throwback paint scheme out on the racetrack tonight.
Spencer Boyd, the 1986.
Our Lord and Savior Spencer Boyd driving a Michael Waltrip throwback.
That car that you see in the photo there at this racetrack in 1986, and Spencer came and got it the other day and took it to his shop, and Rim Tom was kind enough to let him do this paint scheme, and he said the reason why he wanted to do my throwback was because his first truck race that he ran at Martinsville back in the day, he and Spencer Gallagher got together, and I said, oh, look at that, Spencer's wrecking Spencer, and he thought that was kind of funny. And I asked him, was there any kind of fight that followed that tussle on the track between the two? He said, no, that was a different guy that fought Spencer.
We'll never forget that, will we? Well, it's so cool to see you honored in that way, and well done to Spencer Boyd.
Yeah, that's beautiful.
I'm waiting for Chase Elliott to get to drive a Michael Waltrip Napa throwback.
After that pit stop, what's going on, Jamie?
Those paint schemes were always pretty sweet. Simple, but pretty sweet.
He's just been wrecking loose all night. I talked about the first stop. They came in and threw everything at it. Well, they came down again and added a spring rubber and again threw everything at it. So
Zane Smith pitted an extra time under this caution.
In the proper place. So he's all the way down in 29th right now, Josh.
Mike Crafton's been battling all day as well. He had no right rear grip earlier on in the race, so they made a track bar adjustment. They adjusted the air in the tires, and look at him now, up from 19th to 7th, and feeling much better about the race, guys.
Well, if you're going to make significant adjustments, make them early.
Absolutely.
Why are we not on the one to go yet?
Saw the 88 of Matt Crafton
I'm a little confused here. It's like the longest stage caution ever.
Let's check in with Parker Klugman. Parker,
I'll be right back.
boys in the Fox booth. You copy?
Gotcha, buddy.
You're not just a pretty face on TV. You can wheel one of these trucks. Great job getting the win there in this stage. What's more fun, racing a truck at Darlington or getting behind the mic and talking about racing?
You have to know the answer to that. I love this race with it off the racetrack. Man, with the fast food country USA truck we got here, Chris Karen, everyone has done a great job. That was a lot of fun. I probably should have passed before a lot quicker than I did, but hopefully we'll put on a little bit of a show down in 1 and 2.
Hey, my sponsor's back.
What I was thinking, but we have to film it. Anyway, we'll hopefully we close this thing out. I love racing this track.
Well, I love watching you race at this track, and hang in there. Get your win tonight on Throwback Weekend.
Thanks, buddy. We're a throwback team at New York City.
Well, that's for sure. It is, indeed, it is a very small organization. As Michael said, one full-time employee being Chris Carrier. The rest of them are guys come to the track or just guys who come to the track with them.
And I talked to Chris Carey about that a few weeks ago, and he said, hey, and it's true, we only have one full-time employee, me, he said, but we have some really, really good part-time people. We have former car chiefs, as some of our crew members volunteer and come at night. He said, we have a great team.
Yes, a good group of helpers. Hey, USFL action.
We could be back to green now, but we're running these extra laps under caution mysteriously.
Philadelphia Stars taking on the Michigan Panthers. And then tomorrow, 7 o'clock Eastern on Fox, Todd Haley's Tampa Bay Bandits taking on Skip Holtz and the Birmingham Stallions.
What about Skip Holtz and the Birmingham Stallions? They were representing on the pit road down at Talladega.
Yep.
Having a lot of fun. Skip's a great personality. Really enjoyed being at NASCAR that weekend. It's been fun seeing the USFL get up and running here on Fox.
Yeah, if you haven't had a chance to check out the USFL, there's been some, I'll tell you what, I was watching the other night, some really entertaining football. And like some of the different technical
NFL schedule release on Thursday.
It's been fun to watch.
I think this Thursday.
Yeah, you mentioned that. Yeah. And hey, the
Why do we get hyped for schedule release? I don't know, but we get hyped for schedule. I get hyped for NFL schedule release. I enjoy that more than the draft.
You're optimistic again, aren't you?
Yeah, oh yeah.
You know, I love what Parker said, talking about the pass he was trying to make down in turns 1 and 2. I didn't think it looked like he was going about it exactly like he wanted to. He finally figured it out. But, you know, he said, I hope y'all are enjoying this racing.
We are.
Front to back, watch this restart.
Yeah, Hamlin could totally have a sports clip car painted like Bill Elliott's number 11. Hocevar and Chastain on the front row and Finger Kligerman second row. Chastain's the leader. Zane Smith is back in the 20s. He pitted an extra time under this caution. Stage 2 starting about 2 laps later than it should have. Because we got to make this race as long as possible. As you know, it's the Truck Series. It's supposed to be short races, but they never end up that way. Kligerman looking to go through the middle of Hocevar and Chastain. Kligerman to his outside. Hocevar again loose off the corner. Chastain pulls away. Kligerman into second. By God, King, that's Matt Crafton. If you were going to pick a throwback from the year Denny Hamlin choked, you have about 8 or 9 options for those throwbacks. Because the motherfucker chokes every other year, it seems. Three wide, Priest, Eckes, Majeski. Damn, Majeski not lifting off the corner, runs into Tanner Gray. Made himself some extra room there. You're right, Phil.
Say sorry instead of ask for permission. Yeah, sorry about that.
Ben Rhodes in the 99, and there's a good look at the back end of Rhodes' truck from Chandler Smith's perspective.
Chandler Smith in the 7th position. Team's done a nice job overcoming that starting position outside the top 25.
It cost him a set of tires, but it works for him.
Eckes 3 wide. Ugh. Clears Tanner Gray. Can't get to Priest, though. Friesen. Oh! Goddamn, Tanner Gray's getting no respect out here. Tanner Gray is getting used up, run over, run wide, squeezed into the fade. He just did it again! The 61 took him out, and it spins Todd Bodine. Caution's out. Man, Tanner Gray's getting no fucking respect. Look at the 44 almost crash into Todd Bodine. Todd Bodine spun, went all the way to the bottom of the racetrack and stayed there, and the 44 swiped down and had to swerve to miss him. The fuck? What the fuck's going on with Tanner Gray getting run over? Todd Bodine didn't hit anything. He just spun out and kept going. I don't even think the tires are flat on it.
There was just a little beating and banging going on amongst that group, and
yeah, they just ran
the worst of it.
Sure did, yeah. But you see just a little bit of a mark on the right front tire.
That's Purdy in the 61.
Chase Purdy in the 61 became the 4th guy on the last lap and a half to say, you know what, fuck you, Tanner Gray.
Move up the racetrack and knock down the momentum of the truck of Gray, and then that.
And Bodines don't know how to lift, so I'm not surprised.
Right front corner, Todd got into the 15 of Tanner Gray, but Todd's experience allowed him to slide down backstretch here without hitting anything.
Todd Bodine, two-time series champ. If you're new to the Camping World Truck Series,
And that's battling for a top 15 position. So Todd was
Bodine is having a pretty good run.
pretty good when this all went wrong for him.
Well, he was. He'll be fine.
chasing those 800.
The 44 still almost crashed into him.
This season.
Fucking Todd Bodine spun for half a century, came to a stop, and was well out of everybody's way, and somebody still managed to almost hit him. I like how they obviously couldn't get Chris Pratt for this commercial, so they had Star-Lord be asleep with his mask on. Hocevar and Kligerman putting on a show. We expect Ross to be this good, but Kligerman and Hocevar being this strong, always fun. So Lewis Hamilton's really upset about this whole jewelry ban, isn't he? Chris Pratt's in the new Guardians movie. And he's in Thor as well. He's in Thor Love and Thunder. They haven't replaced Chris Pratt. There was a bunch of stupid shit online. Dude, replace Chris Pratt, Star-Lord. He goes to a church I don't like. It's like, dude. You know, it's like the whole Gina Carano thing. It's like, yes, let's fucking fire Gina Carano from The Mandalorian because she said some dumb shit, some harmless dumb shit that, yes, it was dumb shit, but at the end of the day, it was fucking harmless. Let's make our favorite show worse just because we don't like what somebody said. It's like, dude, grow up. People, grow up. Good God.
In South Carolina, had some rain earlier today after qualifying, but got started just a few minutes late, but so far so good tonight as we are in stage 2 with Ross Chastain up front.
Well, the new Guardians movie's being made right now. Like, Thor is about to come out in a few months, but Guardian's supposed to come out late next year, I think, and it's being worked on at the moment.
Now remember Bobby Allison winning here at Darlington in that number 16 Matador.
Watch out for the Matador. There was a country.
By the way, go see Multiverse of Madness. Pretty good.
There that number 16 is, and Haley's paying tribute to.
That's down around that one truck in the garage area.
Yeah, Chris, of all the hills to die on, the jewelry thing is pretty fucking weak if you're Lewis Hamilton.
He's throwing it back to street stock owned by Curtis Shipman.
Look at them the moved back numbers on that 29 in the old picture there.
Another good-looking truck.
Yeah, he got some good running truck, too, up in the top 20 right now. 15 for Colby.
John Hunter Nemechek, what's the latest, Jamie?
Well, you know they had an extra set of tires they were hanging on to till maybe later in the race. Well, he just cued the radio running top 10. Said he had a loose wheel. He just brought it in. They confirmed it. Loose left front.
I wouldn't like racing in Saudi either, but for the money he's making, and all, Nemechek just had to pit for a loose wheel under caution, so now Nemechek's lost all his track position.
Tires on them. Still looks pretty good shape with the tires.
Going to restart deep in the field, so
Nemechek and Zane Smith deep in the field.
Could have certainly been worse.
I think if a truck like this has a problem, anything before the start of the final stage, they can overcome it. And that's one thing. But secondly, as you mentioned, Bill, with the extra set of tires, they've got a little bit more flexibility.
He looks like a malnourished Mr. T.
Nemechek's truck has been today, that's for sure. Well, for this
Chastain and Kligerman on the front
Nemechek
row.
is deep in the field, but Ross Chastain is up front, leading them to green with Parker Kligerman down on the inside.
Ben Rhodes on the second row on the inside. Ooh, didn't take off very good.
Truck. Here comes Crafton in the 88. Side by side for the lead. Chastain and Kligerman down the backstretch.
Chastain gets the big run and the push from Hocevar to hold the lead.
Man, I'm impressed with Crafton. You talked about the struggles this season's been, not ranking in the top 5 at any point at a lot of these races, but he's
Crafton
tonight, you can see
right behind. Kligerman just cut across Crafton's nose.
Everywhere it goes, he looks like he just got more momentum than the rest.
Well, others in the Thor Sports stable have had speed. It was just a matter of time until Jeff Hensley and Matt Crafton got it figured out. And looks like they have reached that point because Crafton much better tonight.
Yes, Ben Rhodes, his teammate behind him, and Grant Enfinger's going to make the move to the inside of Ben Rhodes. That's Grant in the 23 truck.
For fifth.
There's Ryan Freeze right there in the mix in 7th. 17 truck is going to be a contender all night long.
Ryan Priest is going for 6th. I got money in that 17 truck. No! Loose. Almost wrecked.
There's another woe, Phil.
My God. God damn it. I was going to say, Nemechek and Zane Smith are buried in traffic. Priest hasn't had anything bad happen all night. Can we please take advantage?
Watch it here off 4.
It's 2, I think.
Or off 2.
Right there, Jack Wood into the wall. Look at all that mess it causes when one guy
Jack Wood about knocked the wall down there. In the cup race, they would have thrown a caution for that in 2 seconds. In trucks, they don't need to throw quick cautions. Just wait a while. We'll have plenty of opportunities.
These guys have strung out a bit at the front of the pack, but certainly a lot of action all over the place. As I say that, John Hunter Nemechek trying to recover from that loose wheel. Gets around Tate.
Well, at least he found out about the loose wheel under caution and not during a green flag run. Oh, Haley Deegan. Wallace Allen busted his ass, and wow, Nemechek passed all of Nemechek and DiBenedetto just passed like 5 trucks at once. Majeski coming to the pits. He's got a tire going down. Right front, I think.
Ooh, glad that spotter said that. Looked a little quick when he got toward that line.
3 wide. Austin Wayne self, Tabadon, Haley Deegan. Oh my God, the 0-2 just ran all into the 9 truck into the corner.
And that yellow number 9.
Man, they take 30th very seriously.
Big scramble there through 1 and 2, and that 0-2 truck.
See the blue and green truck, that's Brennan Poole. Remember, had issues at the very start of the race. He finds himself over 20.
Majeski had to pit under green. I love the throwback on the 46, even though the colors are fucking wrong. It's a Days of Thunder throwback.
Parker Kligerman won the opening stage, and right now Kligerman runs 3rd.
Man, Tanner Gray struggling 26th position. Great start to the season.
I can't imagine why Tanner Gray's struggling in 26th. Everybody that passes him runs him over.
Here comes Zane Smith making the move on Purdy. That's just inside the top 15.
Purdy's going to fight right back.
Damn, 61 giving Zane Smith some shit for position.
Where no spots are given easily. Dean Thompson, Matt
Oh.
DiBenedetto in the
I thought Dean Thompson was about to just kill Matt DiBenedetto in the middle of 1 and 2 there.
A lot of times timing is important.
I thought DiBenedetto's day was going to be DiBenedone right there.
Luckily, you have room to slide up the hill.
Nemechek right behind this group, trying to make.
Fuck off, Chandler Smith.
Going to break.
He just passed Ryan Priest for 7th.
Side from Darlington.
Excuse me. Man, I really did eat too early today. That is so unfortunate. I was hungry, man. And then I took that nap earlier, so I'm going to be up all damn night. I'm going to be up till like 5 or 6 in the morning. Checking PlayStation on my phone. None of my friends are playing online just yet, so I'm not missing anything there. Yeah, Zane Smith's really fast. Like I said, Zane Smith, John Hunter. Ben Rhodes got good speed. I'd like to see what Priest could do if he just got out front somehow. Obviously, Chastain's really fast. Lawless Allen slow down the backstretch. He's coming to pit road. He's been in the wall again, I think. He's got a tire going down. Lawless Allen's been so bad this year, he's made Derek Kraus look good by comparison. Speaking of Kraus, where the fuck is he? Well, I knew Ross was in this race. What's the point of betting on him when he's 4-1? I'm going to win like $5. We got a caution here. I would have bet on Ross, but too good odds. The 30 truck spun out. Off a turn 4, didn't hit anything, doesn't look like. Need to set my alarm to get up to watch the Xfinity race tomorrow.
Saw it on side by side.
Because I probably will be asleep right before that race comes on.
Getting around off turn 4.
Now we got an interesting quandary scenario we're faced with.
16 to go in this stage, and an opportunity for some to come to pit road.
Do you want them to go? Then look how lovely they look.
Yeah, I want them, but also I would rather save them for that final stage.
Yeah, I live streamed on Monday when the race was going on because I worked that day, but I didn't work till 5, so I had all day to sit here and watch the Dover Cup race.
And just gets a little bit too high. Kept it off the fence though. Anytime you can spin at Darlington and not hit anything, that's pretty fortunate.
Yes, it is.
Let's spell out the strategy here. So you got tires. You could come here and get a set.
This team's getting them, you can tell.
Let's say Derek Kraus's paint scheme is so unrecognizable, I forgot he was here.
Have a set for some point during stage 3.
But I want it now.
And Brennan Poole goes behind the wall.
2 sets during that stage.
Everybody pits together, it looks like. I'm going to say everybody.
They don't have that many tires. Josh.
Yeah, and Matt Crafton has been happy with the truck he has right now. They made some big adjustments with the track bar and air pressure earlier. He's been running in the top 5. They're going to come in and get some tires. Chandler Smith saying he's trying to save his stuff right now, keeping it cool for the big balance swing that happens late in the race. James?
Ross Chastain said the balance is pretty much the same, a little bit loose off, but it fired off better. There are no adjustments on that 41 truck. And his teammate Carson Hocevar, 2-3, 1-2, otherwise good.
Well, we had to 6-8 trucks stay out here.
Actually, we had about, Mikey just said about 6 or 7 trucks stayed out. Chastain won the race off pit road. I'm pretty sure John Hunter stayed out because he had just pitted under the previous yellow. And Crafton has a bad pit stop. The right rear tire didn't want to come off.
Those fenders are so tight around those tires and couldn't get her squeezed out of there.
He's had plenty of speed tonight. We'll see if he can make those spots back up.
You'll never hear the end of it if Chase wins 2 in a row. People are fucking flip out. Oh my god, why does the PlayStation app run so fucking slow on this? Oh, Jesus fucking Christ. I hate this phone. So fucking shitty. Just trying to send a simple message. Wow, sending that simple message took that long. Crazy. Not gonna lie, I'm a little bored watching this race. Truck Series just doesn't interest me anymore. Earl, I'd guess DraftKings would be the best sports book to bet NASCAR on. So who stayed out? Who's leading? Todd Bodine.
After some pit stops, and some stayed out, including...
Hell, not many stayed out. About only 3. Michael Waltrip's full of shit. He said, I think about 6 or 7 trucks stayed out. Yeah, 3 trucks stayed out. One of them being Todd Bodine. Michael Waltrip's not. He's got that Kentucky math going on. He should have just said several trucks stayed out.
1995 champion. It's a beautiful truck.
Todd Bodine is your leader, but not for long. He's got Ross Chastain on his inside. The 3 trucks that stayed out all took the outside line. So pray for Ben Rhodes, who's stuck behind all 3 of them. That inside line is going to fucking motor through 1 and 2.
Bodine and Thompson up top, Jesse Little as well. The top 3
12 to go in stage 2.
Did not come to pit road.
The only problem will be is Ty Bodine and Dean Thompson getting launched here. That's going to be a real struggle on those old tires. And those guys in rows 4, 5, and 6 need to be aware of that.
Make sure they don't get all stacked up.
They're gonna. I think they already are, Vince.
Yep. There's the top line shit in the bed. Todd Bodine had a good restart. Everybody behind him didn't. But that inside's already pulled ahead. Chastain's back in the lead. Hocevar second. Kligerman third.
Here comes Kligerman on the bottom.
But Todd Bodine did pretty well.
Atkins right there in 4th.
But he's going to get murked on these old tires. I don't know why they stayed out. I don't even think that was worth it at all for Todd Bodine to stay out there. Kligerman aggressively going for second. Ooh.
But still can't put away Hocevar off 4.
Goddamn Cup driver stinking up this race. At least he's driving for an actual truck team and not a Cup team in disguise. Oh. Wow, somebody got side by side with Tanner Gray and didn't try to kill him. That's a first.
It is that. I gotta tell you.
I'm going to stop you right there. Michael Waltrip would not have ever been a champion if Dale Earnhardt had lived, okay? Like, no, I won't go that far. Mikey would have never even, he would have been lucky to finish top 10 in points if Earnhardt had lived. I don't think much changes in Mikey's career if Dale lives. That's not a limb I'm going to go out on.
Vegas in his first start of the season. Texas, Sonoma, Nashville, and Pocono yet to come.
I'll say Mikey would have won Phoenix in 2005. That's about the only thing that might have changed.
By the way, Bodine, we talk about Bodine, the 800 NASCAR starts, the most NASCAR starts. Kevin Harvick, 1,238.
I think Earnhardt would have had a strong shot at his 8th championship in 01, but Mikey would have never, ever won a championship.
There was a time back in the
He's a good plate driver, a good super speedway driver. That's about it.
series and all the Cup series and a few truck races, so they piled up a lot of starts back then.
Tanner Gray.
If Earnhardt had lived, Kevin Harvick would have been driving that number 30 AOL car and would have been Dale's teammate.
teammates.
That was the plan.
Eckes in the 98, Kraft in the 88, Rhodes flaring to the outside of the 99. I've been as impressed with Crafton as anybody tonight.
Me too.
Ryan Preece up to 7th. Woohoo!
The race. Very aggressive, very fast.
He's been between 7th and 9th all race. And don't look now, Nemechek's right behind him in 8th. Nemechek is creeping back into this. I think Dale Jr. would have had a really stronger shot at a championship if Earnhardt had lived, because Jr. was good as it is. Wow. Tanner Gray got hooked into the wall again. How did he not get damage or blow a tire there?
He's hanging in there right now in the 11th spot. That's Chandler.
You guys see what just happened to Tanner Gray?
You can see all the damage to the right front of Tanner Gray's.
Benedetto's 2 laps down. Didn't even notice, Michael. Didn't even notice.
Chandler Smith, winner earlier this season in Las Vegas. How good is it?
Fox Sports 1, technical difficulties again.
Clear. That's like the best 3 words you hear all night long. I mean, I want to say it to him. Clear.
Really good lap time, even with the pass. You're getting about 12.
Hocevar and Chastain racing for the lead.
That's Ross Chastain, his teammate.
Hocevar's got it wound up with 5 to go.
Hocevar
Right to Ross's bumper down the front stretch.
at Bristol. Last race.
Gonna have to enter low into 1 and 2. It's gonna kill him in this corner. Ooh, Ross got loose in the center there. You see Ross get loose?
He's loose. He was the same way down to the other.
Ross's truck has swung loose this run.
Hocevar has a better truck.
Hocevar still right on his bumper down the back.
Phil Gould, who was the crew chief for Ross Chastain.
Ross again gets loose.
When Chastain
Hocevar door to door with him now. Damn, well, how did Ross's truck get so loose?
2 years back,
4 to go. They're on fresh tires. I don't know how he's so loose. And Hocevar takes the lead.
that 42 truck of Hocevar, who just took the lead.
Hocevar was loose most of this race, but his truck looks pretty good now. Looks stable. Ross Chastain's truck, on the other hand, does not look stable.
Awesome young talent.
19 years old.
19 years old and really.
Speaking of being better in the pits, Blaney and Chase Elliott should have won half the races this year if their teams were better in the pits.
Crystal dirt, wherever. This kid's gonna be fast.
3 to go, stage 2.
They've got to be pleased, Jamie.
Nemechek's up to 5th, while Hocevar just took the lead a lap ago.
Second at the end of that race. They were so close to getting that first win. Now he told me racing with Ross Chastain as a teammate here gives him a lot of confidence. He said knowing I can run with a guy who races on Sundays helps my confidence, but I think we're both going to be good, and they have been 1-2 right now.
Well,
2 to go.
You outrun Ross Chastain in anything these days. You've done a long day's work, and right now, Ross only sees one truck in front of him, and that's his teammate Carson.
Well, I think it speaks to the Nice Motorsports infrastructure as well. When you add a 5th truck to your stable for a race, as Nice has done by adding Ross Chastain to this race, that can put a lot of strain on your organization. But Nice is in a position that
Tabanan stayed out and wound up right back where he was running, 18th.
it was in the past, and they've adapted better. And then you add a guy like Ross Chastain, as good as he
1 to
is,
go,
he
stage
can
2.
enhance your program in some ways.
And I think they're going to run the next 2 races as well, Kansas and Charlotte, or excuse me, Kansas and Texas. I think they're going to run also with Ross.
Final lap in this stage. So Parker Klingerman won stage 1. He'd never won a stage before, so he got his first career stage win. And now Carson Hocevar is going to win stage 2, and it will be
Kligerman and Hocevar stage wins tonight. Hooray.
Hocevar takes the green and white checkers.
Good job, man.
Hocevar is good. That's how you know he's not going to go far in NASCAR, because you can have all the talent in the world and never get a chance.
Tonight, Carson Hocevar gets his first career win.
I see good drivers and I don't get happy. I get depressed. I'm like, oh, they're probably never going to make it to the top because they just won't have the opportunity. I hope I'm wrong, though. I hope he continues to impress. Excuse me. Oh my God, what? God, that was loud. Get ready for the next 3 hours of stage 3, because there's going to be 25 cautions and an hour and a half red flag. What road course? I think they're running Watkins Glen. Fuck, I can't remember. They ran Coda already. I know they're running Sonoma. Trucks are running Sonoma, which is exciting. Truck race at Sonoma. They're showing a Coke 600 commercial. It's been the Coke 600 for years now. I'll be right back.
Stage is complete at Darlington, and we're getting ready for pit stops. It's been an interesting night, a memorable one. Parker Kligerman won stage 1, his first ever stage win. Carson Hocevar wins stage 2, his first stage win. Josh.
Yeah, Christian Eckes finished 6th in stage number 2 on the way in. They were asking him, what do you need? He said, I don't know. He said, I'm too tight at some points. I'm too loose in the back. He said the back is just edgy, so they settled on track bar adjustment. Hopefully that'll help Christian Eckes get what he needs. Jamie?
Ross Chastain, the 41, lacks grip at both ends. Wedge adjustment in for Carson Hocevar. Said, all right, guys, be real smooth here. I don't need any changes. Keep track position. Y'all get kisses in victory lane.
And the race off pit road goes to Ross Chastain by a... Goddamn, Hocevar lost like 7 spots. Well, he's not winning now. Jinx. Wasn't even close. Lost a shit ton of spots. Ooh! Eckes got squeezed. Oh, man, Eckes has big damage. He got squeezed into the pit wall by John Hunter, who didn't see him coming out of his box.
That's unfortunate.
That blows.
John Hunter, you got to be defensive on pit road. You see that truck pulling out, you know he's going to come over, but it doesn't make it any.
I think Eckes was too pleased with that. He sent a little subtle message to
Well, that's
John
unfortunate.
Hunter. The restart for the final stage.
Once again, I'll be right back. glad there will actually be another race at Sonoma for a different series this year instead of me having to scramble online to find a way to watch a shitty live stream of the K&N race. Or, I'm sorry, the ARCA West race, right? It's not K&N anymore. They still getting about 8 cars per race. Like when fucking Deegan and Kraus were running that shit, and there'd be like 11 cars total. It's like, oh man, what a great way to gauge our talent. Really pumped for the Xfinity at Darlington. Gets me excited like a Cup race does. Like, obviously Cup is Cup. I'm really excited to be going Sunday. But I love Xfinity races at Darlington. They're always good. Remember Briscoe and Kyle Busch early in the pandemic? I know I've had cookout the last couple of days, but tomorrow might be a Little Caesars day. Oh, man. Sunday I'm going to eat good, though, wherever I go. Wherever we go in Darlington. And we're back for stage 3. Chastain, Nemechek, Ben Rhodes, Grant Enfinger up front.
You run all these laps, not a scratch on your truck. Come to pit road, 35 miles an hour, tear the whole nose off of it. Not very easy for Christian Eckes to take there, but again, as I said earlier, I don't really think John Hunter Nemechek is to blame for that. That's just a tight quarter.
I'd blame spotters more than anything for Eckes getting fucked there.
And you knew how important that track
Crew chief or whoever's spotting when he's coming off pit road.
He knew he took off in front of Christian.
Two really strong trucks at the front here to start this final stage.
Nemechek's got his track position back. Whoa, big stack up there. About 6 trucks back on the bottom. And, ooh, man, Nemechek aggressively tried to clear Chastain. Couldn't get it done. Ross going to have a big run off the top, like we've seen all night coming off of 2. Oh, man, Enfinger to the bottom. 3 wide for the lead. Chastain pulls a hit. Oh, Enfinger slides up through 3 and 4 behind Nemechek. Nemechek, big run off of 4 to the inside. Chastain tries to block. We're at 50 to go. Oh, man, Nemechek's going to bust his ass here on the bottom. No. Saves it. Chastain's going to get the big run off of 2 and take it right back, though.
Nobody's any more aggressive than Ross Chastain. He's not going to give up any ground.
Chastain with a couple of wins in the Cup Series.
And we all Big Rick, Haley Deegan, Purdy, Tanner Gray, Austin Wayne Self. Guys are not slowing down back there. Looks like a fucking ARCA race. Well, somebody finally finished off poor Tanner Gray. And Chastain held the lead over Nemechek there.
And after starting the season with 3 strong results, it has been really difficult the last 4 races. And how about that Chase Purdy hit?
Wow, that truck's torn up about as bad as I remember seeing one here in a while.
You all right?
He got turned around, maybe got into the outside wall with the driver's side.
I think I see Chase in there moving around, but the crews need to get that window down and check on him. There's the damage to the deck.
Tanner Gray drove away with what's left of his truck.
And the window net is down now for Chase Purdy.
Yeah, Tanner Gray didn't do shit wrong tonight. He was getting put in the wall and run over at every turn.
Air hose off his helmet, doing that himself. That's a good sign.
Just worries you anytime you get turned around.
This Chastain-Nemechek battle is going to be legendary here. A lot like Chase and Ross at Dover last Monday.
A lot of damage to her Bobby Allison throwback truck. I believe she can keep going, though. Didn't seem like...
Yeah, Chase Purdy's sore after that one.
Just the fenders. That just tells you how hard that young man hit. Maybe knocked the breath out of him a bit, Phil.
For sure. Glad to see him out walking around, though.
Tough break for Purdy, and here's some radio from the 15 of Tanner Gray.
Yeah, I think when he gave me a shot on the rear, cut a left rear down.
Well, that'll spin one around in a hurry. And collected many trucks.
Not many laps after the restart, so everybody was running together.
Purdy coming off a season best 13th at Bristol, and a couple of other top 15s this season.
He's had good speed, Vince, and just some issues. I think he gets better and better. See if we can see what went down here. You can see the Goodyear's rubbed off that left rear tire. See how dark that left rear tire is? And I think it just goes down.
And that time Tanner just got loose, and Austin Wayne Self didn't lift.
Oh, Todd Bodine.
He sure didn't lift.
Oh, man, this is going to be a big hit.
And then he just, oh man, just hooks fucking Purdy, and
Haley came along with
it started.
no go as well.
Tanner got loose off a 2, and then him and Austin Wayne Self just stayed hooked together down the backstretch, it looked like. I blame that more on Austin Wayne Self than I would anybody else.
Just a shame that these guys all come together in turn 4, nothing.
What a crash.
Do once hit, just hang on.
Well, there was some innocent.
And as usual, Haley Deegan, wrong place, wrong time. Wonder if her online boyfriend's going to come kill Tanner Gray and Austin Wayne Self now.
This season.
Hey, you shouldn't joke about that. I know.
Chris Wright in the 44 did a nice job of slipping through there. Not any major damage.
Deegan 20th and 29th here a year ago, and it's going to hurt her chances for a good finish. She had been running up inside the top 20.
I think it destroyed that truck there.
Yeah, Purdy got the worst of that.
Here's the contact. We heard about the 15 maybe getting his tire cut down right there. I think.
You see the letters on the Goodyear tire
Yep.
right now.
Yep.
And now they're gone.
Now they're gone.
And then the next lap ends up spinning.
I think that caused a slow lead.
Yep.
It's good to see Tanner out.
Stay out. Too early to pit again, I think.
Under caution, less than 50 to go at Darlington.
Hopefully that's as bad as it gets tonight. It probably won't be. At least Fox actually had good footage of that wreck. For once, them showing 30th place pays off. Damn it. Just hang around long enough. You can spin out in trucks and still finish 12th or better, because everybody in front of you is going to crash. You just got to miss their shit.
45 to go. Everybody's got a set of tires laying in the pits, so at some point they're going to come, but this is too early, right?
I think so, yes.
Yeah.
I think, ideally, I think you want about 20, 25 laps to go. Michael, what do you think?
I want to tell you what I think is that every lap that goes by, they're going to push and shove more and more, and we're going to see
More cautions,
more
opportunities to come to pit road,
more
put on those
crashes.
tires.
When do we get those so valuable, much wanted, needed tires?
I want them with 22 laps to go, and nobody else getting no tires.
And I would crown you the winner here at Darlington, Bill, if that worked out for you.
Well, I got a uniform on, Michael.
Drivers never change. You know, I mean, this is race 650 in the truck series, and I bet they would say the same thing in race 1.
Probably
Just as
so.
they're saying now in race 650. How about it, Josh Sims?
Yeah, we talk about Iron Men in sports. How about Chris Showalter, the truck chief for the 18 of Chandler Smith, has been a crew member for all 650 truck races. I mean, we're talking dating back to the mid-90s for him. He's been a part of 16 wins. He's been a part of championships. And I talked to him earlier, and I asked him about this, and he just says, well, it just means that I'm old. But then Chandler Smith joined in and said, you know what? This man should write a book because he has stories for days, stories he could tell.
Derek Kraus is going to hang around long enough to get a top 10 tonight.
Yeah, I'm guessing a lot of those stories.
I don't know. That's asking a lot from Derek Kraus.
I was talking to Chris down in the garage here and talking to him about 650 in a row. He said, you know, 650 doesn't sound that bad, but when you say it's 27 years, that's a long time since 1995.
Don't you just love his commitment, though, and the fact that he's been here? There he is with a big smile.
I love it.
Congratulations, Chris. That's quite the accomplishment.
And working with a driver now, Chandler Smith, who's 19 years old, by the way. Well, we've had a few stripes put on the walls tonight here at Darlington.
There's going to be a few more tonight, probably, and a lot more this weekend, too.
Yeah, this is just the beginning.
Xfinity race tomorrow. Adam Alexander along with Brian Blaney and Joey Logano.
I'm going to miss Blaney in the boot. Well, no, I'll be home. What am I thinking of? For some reason, I forgot that I'm not going to the Xfinity race tomorrow. I'm missing Bobby Labonte Sunday, though.
Yes, coming along.
That's going to be
Bobby Labonte will be here as well. Hey, first of 8 in a row. How about this lineup?
Damn, 8 truck races in a row. That's rare. Kansas, Texas, Charlotte. I should be there. Gateway, Sonoma, Knoxville. Fuck me. Nashville.
Then we go to Worldwide Technology.
Knoxville. They just had to go back there, didn't they?
And then how about a road course and a dirt track before we go to the concrete mile and a third or mile and a quarter of Nashville?
It's a mile and a third.
And I had a couple of crew chiefs say to me today how they felt like these first 2 races of the stretch were so important to kind of
Got the one to go here.
For this 8-week stretch. Boy, if the last thing you wanted was to tear up a bunch of equipment tonight, because this truck's going to have to go back into the rotation maybe for one of those races at the end of the month.
And like I said in the opening, Vince, the action just gets more and more intense and ramped up as we go toward the checkered flag. And we've already seen quite a lot of pushing and shoving, and we're still 43 laps from the finish. So be nice if these guys would just settle in,
Just play nice.
20, 30 laps, get a set of tires and see who wins. But I guarantee you that won't be the case.
And it's going to be right here, right up front, with Ross Chastain, the 41 on the outside, John Hunter, the 4 on the inside. These guys both desperately want this lead.
Ross and John Hunter were racing really hard. The key might be run 3rd or 4th and wait for them to kill each other tonight. Hocevar is 3rd place now. Lane choice got him up to the front row again. Or the 2nd row.
Probably the top 5 tonight, so it'll be interesting who's going to end up making it count. Parker Clearman, don't count him out, but remember, we still got a pit stop.
Ryan Preece is still in the top 10. God damn it! I need a lot to happen though.
Don't get caught up in a mess.
I don't think Ross is in the Xfinity race, is he? Reddick is. Tyler Reddick's in it.
We'd like to play it for you, but we can't.
It would consistent.
Nemechek on the inside.
42 to go. Great launch by Nemechek. Chastain spun the tires. Oh, if Nemechek could have got clear from the inside there. That's the only time you're going to be able to do that. And 1 and 2 is on a restart if the guy on the outside doesn't go.
Nemechek did a nice job of getting a good angle up off that corner.
Now Nemechek's going to pack this thing into 3. I think Nemechek's going to take it here. He does.
Nemechek to the lead.
And now Ross crosses him over back to his inside. Now Ross is on the inside going to 1 and 2. I don't think that's where you want to be. Ross led that lap, though.
Can he hold it through turn 1?
Oh, Ross. Oh, Ross! And my cable cut out right when that happened, so I didn't even see the aftermath of it. Either way, Nemechek winds up with the lead.
That was another one of those wow moments. It looked like Grant Chastain was going to take out John Hunter when they went into turn 1.
I thought they were done. Well, 40 to go. Nemechek's just going to drive away now, isn't he?
Grip up there right now, it looks like.
There'll be more cautions, though. Couldn't let Nemechek get that lead. You couldn't, but you did.
Stuart Friesen as they race for turn 1.
Just outside the top 10.
Kligerman, 75, won stage 1 tonight. Getting past Ben Rhodes, that's for 7th.
Right behind them, Ryan Priest in that beautiful number 17 truck.
Priest running 9th. Oh, Kligerman squeezed the 51 into the wall a little bit.
And he bumped Heim into the wall and made it work. Wonder how much damage it did to the left front of Heim's truck. It looks pretty significant.
You can see it right there. The leathers are gone from the Goodyear.
See if the 51 blows a tire now.
Corey Heim in that 51, making just his 3rd start of the season, 19 years old. His most recent start came in Atlanta back in March. He won.
He's been impressive. He was impressive here a year ago. Put himself in a position to win, and then wound up crashed. Doesn't look like he's going to lose a tire out of that contact, but certainly hurt the performance of that truck a bit with that left front fender bashed in.
Yeah, the nice thing about that, from the top center of the tire around to the front, that's a composite.
Ben Rhodes and Ryan Priest are huge disappointments tonight. Zane Smith is 10th.
Makes that nice and hopefully won't cut that tire down.
Mike, you mentioned that Heim was up front here last year and ended up getting wrecked late. That was on a restart. He and his teammate John Hunter Nemechek were side by side.
The thing I remember about Ricky Craven and Kurt Busch is how my grandmother, my mom's mom, my other grandmother, who never watches NASCAR. Okay, get this. My grandmother, on my mom's side, has watched like 2 NASCAR races her entire life. The 2001 Daytona 500 and the 2003 Darlington race. The only 2 races she's ever fucking watched in her life were those 2 races. Not even kidding.
To get that gas down and go.
She thought Darlington was the damnedest thing she'd ever seen. She was like, I can't believe that. I can't believe that. That's crazy.
Series race
She was impressed with that one.
during the Camping World Truck Series off week.
Nemechek pulling away. 35 to go.
Money time. at Darlington.
Chastain 2nd and Finger 3rd. Imagine that being the only 2 races you ever sit down to watch your whole life. 2001 Daytona 500 and then Ricky Craven and Kurt Busch at Darlington. Kligerman still got some speed. He put the 51 in the wall, and now he's about to pass Hocevar for 5th. Next caution, I'd say you pit. As many laps as they've run now. I think that's pretty much obvious. Guess that nap earlier wasn't as strong as I thought it was. Felt pretty strong. Kligerman underneath Hocevar down the back. Here's his chance. Doing it in turn 3. Drive in deeper. Clear. Kligerman is 5th now. The earliest I remember watching NASCAR, no bullshit, is like late '97. I was only like 3 going. I was 4 in February '98, but I remember late '97 a little bit, just like a little bit, like flashes of memories.
I'm breathing fairly normal right now, Vince. It seems to settle down, and here we go.
Corey Haim hit the wall. Caution's out.
And it's the 51 of Corey.
Hit the wall pretty hard on the right rear.
With him earlier and thought maybe
The right front
the
went
tire was
down.
gonna go down. Didn't see it go down at the time.
Now you pit and get these tires. Here's the money stop.
He was just inside the top 10.
I think he got into the wall, didn't he, Mike?
Well, I think that probably is a result of the squeeze into the wall that he had on that move. So probably just had enough of a rub on that right front to finally go down, and that put him into the wall in a major way.
So 30 to go. I gotta believe people are coming to pit road now, right? I mean, you've got one set of tires. You come get them now,
And you want to have the best pit stop of your team's history, and you want to make sure as a driver you've got to do your job. You've got to get all you can on pit road.
Host of ours team needs to do better on pit road this time.
Brian Priest slips by. He was running the top 10 despite the problem.
He was running 7th, I think, when that happened.
But this is not going to end well.
Oh, God. He entered that low knowing that the right front was going down. You got to get that thing against the outside wall, dude.
tough break for the 51 of Heim. And I would expect we're going to see everybody come down pit road.
Yep.
Get that last
Pit
set of
road's
tires
open.
available to them, and here they come. It's a parade.
This is the money stop, as they say.
Said that already.
Josh Sims.
And Matt Crompton, the 88, has been happy with this truck up to 4th place. They made some early big adjustments. It's been working out with them. They're coming in to get fresh tires and some fuel to give them one last push. Jamie?
John Hunter Nemechek says he needs a little bit of help with turn, but overall pretty good.
I think there's going to be a slow stop here for John Hunter, maybe. Feels like a slow stop. Maybe I'm wrong. Ross's guys have been on it tonight. I'm good. That's his cup team there for Ross. Not a great stop for them either. My God. Fucking A.
For the money stop, and they're under the checker, but they did
Christian Eckes took 2 tires and gets the lead. That won't last. Eckes, Enfinger, Nemechek, Kligerman, Hocevar are the top 5. Chastain dropped to 7th. And Nemechek did have a slow stop. He lost a spot to Enfinger, and Eckes took 2 tires. Oh, boy, I don't know about that one. Eckes steals the lead. I don't think he can hold it, though. The earliest race, if I think real hard, that I watched all the way through had to have been the 98 Daytona 500, but the most memorable race that I remember watching start to finish was the spring Talladega race in 99. A lot of races in 99 that I remember a lot. I remember that. I remember the Bristol night race. I remember the 2000 Daytona 500. Yeah, good call on the 2 tires, Michael. I just feel like there's too many laps left. But maybe. At least Nemechek has to work to get the lead back, which is going to lead to a much more entertaining race now. Poor Chastain got shit on pit road. Excuse me, fuck. Yeah, that's true. Eckes did pit a couple of times under that last caution, but ballsy. I'm just always thinking at Darlington, 4 tires, 4 tires. Except back when the pavement was new. Why is it that Darlington's pavement aged so quickly? Because Darlington was repaved in like, what, 07, 08? And within like 5 or 6 years, it was already back to like old Darlington. But everywhere else, it's like the pavement won't age in when it's been repaved. Like Charlotte still sucks. Michigan still sucks.
See 27 to go. Under caution. Good look at the 19 of Derek Kraus.
Talked to Bill McAnally, the owner of that car, and that's his late model on the right. He said 32 years with Napa.
That's Napa on his late model.
On the late model on the right. This is
26 to go.
How about Blaine Perkins in the 9? That's good looking.
Yeah, that's Doug George. That was early on in the Truck Series back in the 90s. I told Doug in the garage area that I used to sneak in when I was younger to watch him race that paint scheme.
Doug is the crew chief for Blaine Perkins in the 9.
That was a surprise to him, too, and really meant a lot to him.
Our blue race summary. See Kligerman and
Eckes, Enfinger, Hocevar, Nemechek.
8 different leaders, 8 cautions, and that number is going to go up.
Yeah, there's going to be more cautions, you know it.
Remember, 2 tires.
Eckes got Nemechek on his bumper. I bet you he races Nemechek harder than he races anybody here.
Damage to the front end of that truck as well.
Didn't get a good restart on that outside. Didn't get rolling. Enfinger and Hocevar on the bottom really got rolling there. Oh. Enfinger couldn't clear Eckes. Eckes going to edge ahead down the back. Truck bounce off the wall further back. Eckes holds the lead into turn 3.
Remember, he has old left side tires, but at least they're up
Ooh,
there.
Nemechek slides through 4.
It's going to be hard to fight off these 4 tires, though.
Oh, man, Enfinger's in a real bind down on the bottom with that stream of
Big push on the top. 3 trucks going to go by Enfinger here if he's not careful.
Still out front. Are you surprised with all that damage he's got on the front end?
Oh, whoa, Enfinger saves it. Backs up Kligerman.
We heard it from his eyes.
God.
Tires squealing.
Unbelievable.
And you're telling me Priest didn't gain anything out of any of this? Oh, Nemechek around the outside of Eckes takes the lead easily. That's the race.
For the lead.
All right, see y'all tomorrow. 24 to go. Although here comes Hocevar. Hocevar's got to make quick work of Eckes to even have a chance here. You got to get it done quick.
Up to Carson Hocevar to heat up Christian Eckes in that 98. We talked about the wreck on pit road. This is a great recovery for that team.
And we cut away from the battle for second to show a full screen replay.
Nemechek in the 4, Kligerman the 75.
There's not enough room for the save.
It's about 45 degrees sideways.
And look at him just working that.
That's one hell of a save. And then Chastain behind him looked identical. And look at everybody fan out behind him trying to get by.
On the front stretch.
Oh, caution, big wreck on the front stretch, Blaine Perkins. Ooh, he crashed hard. He's getting out already, though.
Is back out with 23 to go.
That truck looked so good a minute ago when we were throwing back to Doug George.
Running 18th.
Hocevar's going to have a chance to beat Nemechek here, a legitimate chance. He was going to need that caution to get it done, and he got it.
Maybe I should say everywhere. They're just so aggressive as the laps wind down. No give at all. All take. And a lot of times you see a couple, 3 cautions in the last 10, 15 laps.
Fogelman was involved in that, too. I bet you we don't have a replay of it based on how Fox is like, oh, my God, look who was in this wreck.
Along the front stretch just before the start-finish line. Blaine Perkins, just a handful of Camping World Truck Series starts. We just talked about his throwback scheme with Doug George. Perkins, 22 years old from California.
Oh, we might have a replay of it.
Top of your screen to the right.
Oh, man, just cleared himself in front of the 30 and crashed hard.
Wasn't clear on the outside and caused those.
He was really confident that he was clear. He was wrong.
Sometimes you try to self-clear your truck Don't know if that's the case here because there just wasn't room. Maybe got a little bit loose on the way up off.
Could have. And had to chase his truck up the hill to make contact. And we saw
Oh my God, he was on fire. He looks like Ghost Rider.
he hit it at a pretty acute angle.
Acute angle. We got geometry on this broadcast.
Perkins out of the truck and Tate Fogelman out as well. Both being put on the hook.
Now we got to scoop these babies up, get them back to the garage area, and go at it again.
John Hunter said, I didn't need that caution. I had me a little bit of a gap.
Let's go back to this save that Grant Enfinger made here in the 23.
Well, we've seen this all night long, Vince, how difficult it is to run.
This Enfinger save was incredible.
And Grant just gets his
But we've seen it like 5 times now, so can we move on, please?
Clearman does a masterful job of not just finishing off Grant Enfinger. Let's get inside this truck and ride along and watch and listen.
Did you see how much he had to turn the steering wheel?
But did you see how before the truck was even straightened up, he was already turning it back the other way, making sure he didn't overcorrect? Masterful job.
He had to turn it all the way to the lock, and that's when you cross your arms, and your arms cross and touch, that's lock to lock. And he had to do that to save that truck.
Wow. And I want to say again that Parker Kligerman, he could have just wiped him right out. He was sideways, he was right there, but he was able to stay off of Enfinger somehow.
Yeah, the underrated part of that was not Enfinger spin. It was Kligerman not just plowing through him and causing a huge crash.
Hocevar currently sits second.
Let's go, Hocevar. You got a chance.
When the driver has input on what he wants to do. You know, a lot of times the spotter will say, what I see is you need to go low or you want to go high, and that was a good interaction between spotter and the driver to find out exactly what Carson was thinking. What he's thinking is that he's in a position to win a race again, and that's been impressive all year long, and how he's just really rallied and come to the plate. There's a spotter well above the speedway.
Michael Waltrip's struggling to find the words. It is late.
Mike Steele, the spotter for Hocevar in the 42. 20 to go. Under caution.
Nemechek, Hocevar, Eckes, Enfinger, Chastain, Kligerman, Zane Smith the 7th. God, it's fucking hot in here, man. Be right back. I had a good last couple of days at work this week, but I was still fucking fed up because I had to work 6 out of 7 days since I was going to be off this weekend. Yeah, that got old pretty quick. It's really hard when one of your best friends is making your job suck, but luckily I didn't have to work with the bitch for the last couple of days, so...
back at Darlington. But that
Restart the race.
We're going to need a bunch of tools.
We have a bunch of tools in this series. What are you talking about?
We've had plenty of it.
And we're still not getting the one to go.
Kosovar kept theirs clean.
We're at 18 to go under caution.
But there have been a lot of others that haven't, Vince. Look at that, 4 wide at Darlington, and we didn't say caution zone. Or are you okay?
Parker Kligerman won stage 1, his first career stage win. Carson Kosovar got his first career stage win in stage 2.
Oh, and look at this. Christian Eckes just rolling down pit road. He and John Hunter make contact. Heavy damage. Eckes' truck on pit road. Guess where he's running now? Third.
There's a big one. You see the contact. Chase Purdy, the 61, gets the worst of it, as well as the 15 of Tanner Gray. And what an amazing save by Grant Enfinger. And look, the 41 of Ross Chastain just as sideways after some contact from the 38 of Zane Smith. And here's the most recent caution there with Wayne Perkins and Tate Kogelman getting together.
We're going to be inside 20 laps to go. Right now, 18 to go. We're going to get the green a couple laps. It's going to be a scramble to the checkered flag.
It has been an exciting race. Of course, the restarts always bring chaos, but particularly on a track like Darlington, it's so narrow.
Are we going green the rest of the way?
No. I think we got one more in us.
Radio from Eckes in the 98.
I told Hirschman you were way nicer to the Ford than I would have been right there. I'm not trying to get wrecked again. Right. There's a reason I spotted you race.
Maybe a mature move by Eckes.
Come on, Eckes, run him over. It's the truck series. Act like it.
Will help that situation a little bit, because it'll give those other guys a complete cycle on all 4 of those tires, all 4 of their tires.
The trucks that were involved in that accident, the 9 and the 30, have been put on the hook and taken back to the garage area, but a lot of fluid put down along the front stretch, way down near the wall, not where you'd be racing. But
I feel so blessed this year to have good weather for both races. Well, good weather, that's debatable for Martinsville, but you know what I'm saying. The race is to happen on the scheduled day.
Well, if we do go green from here, who you like?
Well, we talked about, Vince, when practice ended, that John Hunter Nemechek was going to win this race.
It was a classic field.
Yeah, he was the best. And so now he's in a position to do just that. But I'm going to tell you, Carson Hocevar is going to be so aggressive in that 42 truck. He was nearly in tears after losing Bristol. So close to the victory. Just felt like got out-raced in that race by Ben Rhodes. And that's hard to take for a racer to say.
Mikey being right is very rare. Enjoy it.
But what about this rebound here? You got to give it up for this team. Making repairs, having a strategy call that's put Christian Eckes in a position to contend for the win as well. But, I mean, the short answer, Vince, is John Hunter Nemechek, but it took me a long time to get there.
I thought you were going to say the
Hocevar for the win. Let's do it.
Hey, it's 10 o'clock here in the East, and if you tuned into FS1 looking for USFL action between the Stars and the Panthers, well, stay tuned. Kickoff not scheduled until 10:20 Eastern, but we'll get you there as soon as we get finished up here at Darlington. Down to Josh Sims on the 98 of
Yeah,
FS, and
we'll get you to the USFL game after we have a 40-minute red flag here in a few minutes.
She told him, I know you have those old left tires, but keep doing what you're doing. You're putting yourself in a good position. He told him, you have better long speed than anybody else out there, so just keep battling and see if you can bring this thing home. Jamie?
And John Hunter Nemechek in the lead right now has now led more laps than anybody else tonight. Really quiet on the radio. And he said earlier, you know, we finished second here, runner-up last year. He said, we are hungry. We haven't won yet this year. And he said, we've got some unfinished business. I would say he's going to be a little bit aggressive defending this lead right now.
You know, that's a great point, Jamie. And not only was he second here in the fall, he led the most laps in the spring race. And ended up, what, 8th because they got that accident there on the restart. So he felt like he should have won both these
For the
races.
love of God, can this be the one to go?
You can be sure, as Jamie said.
We're going to have 20 more cautions anyway. And Fox Sports 1's cutting off and on again. Yay, one to go. Nemechek outside, Hocevar inside.
Choose zone, no no surprise that Nemechek went to the outside. Certainly the preferred lane. Oh, that's a penalty for Majeski.
Tom Majeski hit the choose box. He was in the top 10. He will go to the back.
Hey, by the way, we've talked
It's a
about
penalty on Tom Majeski.
We talked about some of the drivers that need to have good races today for one reason or another, and how challenging it is coming to Darlington needing a good one. You know, Infinger was outside the cut line. Crafton he's on the bubble and hadn't had a top 5. Ankrum, Haley Deegan situation. 3 of those 4 are in the top 10 as we get ready for this restart. Haley Deegan being the lone exception.
Yeah, we talked a lot about Grant Infinger and Matt Craft and their speed, but Tyler Ankrum has just been steady and consistent, and he's charged his way up inside the top 10 here late in the going. So great job by that young man as well.
Deegan back in 25th, but again, really no fault of her own, caught up as an innocent bystander. Here's Majeski. You see, you can't run over the box.
Right through the middle of it, too.
What are we going to do with him, Phil?
We're going to put him at the back right now.
Yes, you are. That's the penalty.
Here
Getting
we
ready
go.
to come green. And
Ew, come
we
green.
take the green, there will be
What was it, St.
14
Patrick's Day?
laps to go.
I'd really love to see Hocevar win.
On the outside, Carson Hocevar
I figure Nemechek takes
on
it,
the
but we'll see.
inside.
14 to go.
Is this the
Good restart by Nemechek and Hocevar. A little bit better by Nemechek. Better push from Eckes.
and bring another restart.
Come on, Eckes, run him over. Oh, too late.
Nemechek to the point.
Well, Nemechek's checked out. Race over. Because Eckes is hanging on the outside of the 42, and Nemechek has a huge lead now.
Outside really had an advantage on that restart.
Chastain to the back bumper of Hocevar. It's going to get him ahead of Eckes going into 3. Just got to clear Eckes and try to run down Nemechek. 13 laps this time. Chastain going for 3rd. Look at the fucking lead Nemechek has now.
Got beside Eckes and takes that spot away.
Boy, with Eckes and Hocevar side by side, that really allowed John Hunter to get out.
Kligerman up to 4th again.
Other trucks, namely Hocevar, who's now running 2nd, and Eckes is slipping back. But remember, John Hunter won the pole by over 4/10.
12 to go.
Today.
Here's a 66, Vincent Majeski. We saw him obviously run over.
Why'd they not penalize Majeski?
And he was not penalized.
What?
He's running inside the top 10.
Now, hold on a goddamn minute. Look,
Confusing to say the least.
I got nothing against Tom Majeski, but the rule is you hit the choose box, and we got a caution. You hit the choose box, that's a penalty. And they just straight up didn't penalize him. He put every bit of his fucking truck. Apparently we don't have a caution. I saw a caution lot. Anyway, no caution. Sorry, Marty Reed over here. Mike Joy, Pocono 2017 over here.
66. All 3 Thorsport trucks right there.
How is that not a penalty on Majeski? That's fucking retarded. Nothing against Majeski, but rules are rules. Remember that the next time somebody hits the fucking choose box as bad as he did.
We'll have to be careful if he gets
Because he just ran straight over it.
Majeski.
Big dive to the bottom here for the 88. There it goes.
Nothing going on up front. Nemechek's gone by a second and a half almost. It's over.
Gotta be careful though not to slide up too much.
I love seeing the team with the most money dominate.
Camping World 10 to go. 10 laps remaining at Darlington. 3 Thorsport trucks fighting for position back at 6th, 7th, and 8th.
There's Zane Smith creeping into this battle. Ryan Priest.
Now, the caution lot that I thought I saw was a big yellow truck lot outside the track, but it looked like the one in the catch fence. I was like, the fuck? Haley Deegan's coming to pit road. I got bad news for you.
That's 17, huh?
He gets a couple of them in one corner.
Ryan Priest didn't come anywhere close to winning me money tonight.
Try to dispose of 98.
I was hoping for a repeat of Nashville.
Smith, 8th. Didn't bring their top piece here tonight, and didn't really expect, I don't think, that they were.
Can I get one more restart with Hocevar, Chastain, and Kligerman right there with Nemechek, please?
But it is
Especially Chastain.
a salvageable night, to say the least, for Zane Smith inside the top 10.
Oh, we got a smoker there. Ben Rhodes.
With the result.
Ben Rhodes is smoking, and they haven't even mentioned it. I think he's got a tire rub in the middle of the corner.
25 just got around.
8 to go.
That's done a nice job rebounding.
He was 2 laps down at one time, Michael.
Took a wave around, made his way back into contention. There goes that beautiful Sterling Marlin tribute truck.
And De Benedetto running 15th, now 14th. Chandler Smith going to challenge down on the inside. There's Bodine right behind him in the 62.
Ben Rhodes' tire rub went away, it looks like.
Todd's doing us proud, isn't he? Our colleagues running right there in the right outside the top 15, doing a great job in that 62 Camping World truck.
But racing with one of our winners from this year, Chandler Smith.
There's Stuart Creason sliding high as Matt D goes to the bottom and grabs another spot. Sterling Marlin sitting at home in Tennessee. I guess with the Coors Light smiling at the job.
Sterling Marlin is not watching this race. Sterling Marlin's asleep. It's fucking 10 o'clock, man.
I thought maybe we'd see a better, stronger run.
And there's Majeski, who should have been penalized side by side with Priest for 8th for some reason. That's being allowed to happen.
Bodine running together as teammates. And,
oh, Ben Rhodes just knocked the fucking wall down. Hello, NASCAR. Caution. Likely. There it is. Wow. He only had to crash, knock the rear of his truck off, and spin out like 3 times before they threw the yellow. Well, I'll be damned. About a second and a half lead almost for Nemechek before that caution.
He's going to have to outduel Hocevar on a restart.
I guess that tire rub on Rhodes didn't completely go away.
Hocevar's pit box and the nervousness that, as a parent, you've been in that position a time or two, and probably will be in that position tomorrow when Stefan is running in the Xfinity Series race.
Yeah, just want them
ringing those hands.
Just want them to do their best.
And he did a great job in qualifying earlier today, and it's so cool to see Stefan out there in the Xfinity Series.
Yeah, DiBenedetto 12th.
Machine of
crazy race for him.
That was a lot of fun back then. We were.
I need this entire top 5 to crash, and then Priest might have a chance.
Has the honor of his son throwing back to him.
And now I'm thinking about a repeat of that big wreck from last year's Darlington truck race.
It wasn't enough for Stefan to do it. I had to do it myself. You really brought it tonight.
There's a lot of throwing. Stay tuned, folks. If you're looking for the Philadelphia Stars and the Michigan Panthers, that's coming up as soon as we get done here tonight. And you can tune over onto FS2. Kickoff not scheduled until 10:20 tonight, but if you want to jump over to FS2, you can see the pregame as they get closer to kick, and of course we'll get you there as soon as we're finished here tonight.
I miss football so bad I might catch a USFL game sooner or later.
Darlington getting ready for this throwback weekend, enjoying the truckers tonight, Xfinity tomorrow. Our broadcast booth is just above the grandstands, and a lot of people down there having a big time, cheering for their favorite driver and just enjoying NASCAR on a Friday night.
Love this racetrack and the history and the tradition. And when you come to Darlington, you're going to get a little bit of this too. Sometimes you're going to get a lot of it.
That's Matt DiBenedetto. Cut a tire down.
Tire just exploded on Ben Rhodes there. And NASCAR still doesn't throw a caution. Look, the wreck starts on the front stretch going to turn 1. He wrecks all the way through turns 1 and 2, gets to the back stretch, and then finally they're like, okay, caution.
Watch his tire just blow out.
They really did not want to throw that caution because they're going to piss off the USFL.
No contact from Matt DiBenedetto prior to that left rear tire going down. See, the letter's still on the tire.
That's what the twists and turns of the Camping World Truck Series bring us, because that's a guy that we've got penciled in for one of the championship favorites, and tonight just hasn't been what we expected. Issues throughout.
Chandler Smith on pit road.
Yeah, he wants them.
Smoke them if you got them if you're running outside the top 10.
Here comes another.
Scuffs.
They were scuffed.
Yeah.
Yes, I don't think they had any new tires left. But they're cold and probably less laps on them than what the tires they're taking off.
Probably what they put on early stage 2 on the pit stop.
Yes, that was it.
Well, remember, they came to pit road 10 laps into the race.
Yeah.
So that might
Another truck race running way too long.
Set of tires that he qualified on.
Yeah.
Started the race on.
Unfortunately for that team, there's 24 trucks on the lead lap, and he's only going to have a couple of laps. So I don't know how that move that strategy will pay off.
Got some radio from Hocevar, who will restart up front with Nemechek.
And trying to set him up where you can drive underneath them at 3. Try to slide him that way.
Slide job in turn 3. They're right about that. They're telling Hocevar to try to set that up. It's going to be tough on. You can't do it on the inside of 1 and 2. It just doesn't seem that way. Unless you just get such a good jump on the restart going into 1. Slide job, turn 3. That's how you win it. Everywhere else, Nemechek's just going to take the high line away. Todd Bodine's 13th.
That's an option as well. Maybe that's what they're talking about. That would pull Ross Chastain up on the front row. I don't think I want that.
I wouldn't want to do that. Even though he's my teammate, I don't think I would want someone as aggressive as Ross starting on the front row.
Still got another lap to go.
That could have been the one to go, but we're just going to drag this out.
Still some sorting and strategery that could be played from some of these teams on where they go to restart.
So if you're Hocevar, are you going to restart on the front row then? That's what I'm hearing you say?
Yeah, I think probably so.
Yeah, I don't want to invite Ross Chastain all the way up into this party if I can avoid it.
And the thing is, if Hocevar can get the slightest advantage and the caution were to come out for another reason, then he may be able to get the lead for the next restart.
And even with Chastain starting in row 2, I wouldn't count him out to somehow find a way to win this thing. Look at his man in the Cup Series.
He just gets everybody out of the way when it's time to win, doesn't he? That was an awesome last lap down in Austin, Texas, and a great victory for Ross Chastain.
How about Talladega? He never did a thing. All he did was hold the steering wheel straight.
Like they said, apparently NASCAR just missed the penalty on Ty Majeski. How'd they miss it when the entire fucking country that's watching this right now just saw it?
House Racing, hasn't it?
Coming to the choose this time by.
Now you're not supposed to run over the choose box.
I bet Majeski doesn't do it again.
He got away with one.
I guess that's right. John Hunter Nemechek's not going to get near the choose box. He's going to get right behind that pace car and stay up on the high side. What's Hocevar do?
He's got to go inside.
You're right, he did. That gives John Hunter.
Ooh, Klickerman stays to the outside. Gives up.
Nemechek, Hocevar, Chastain, Infinger, Kligerman.
So Chastain going to start behind Nemechek with Kligerman. So we'll see if that top row ends up with.
I didn't click that phone.
To the leader, Nemechek. How about the insight to that 42, Jamie?
It's maybe a little teammate help going on here. Carson Hocevar said, okay, I'll go to the inside. They said, if you cannot clear the 4, Ross Chastain will let you back up in front of you.
Pretty sad NASCAR misses a call that even Fox saw, because Fox misses everything.
If Ross Chastain lets anyone do anything,
The whole Tom Majeski deal.
I would be surprised if that's the case. But maybe they
The first of our 25 overtime attempts. Are you ready?
Hocevar to be in that position to chase John Hunter down to turn 3.
As you saw there on the graphic, this is
Get up on the wheel. Jump the restart if you have to. Make NASCAR make a call that they're not comfortable making. Jump that fucking restart if you have to.
whether it's the caution flag or the checkered flag within the race.
Put them in a bad spot. You got to do something.
The white flag before the caution comes out. We re-rack them and do it again.
NASCAR overtime. That just sounds exciting.
It is.
Fuck yourself, Michael Waltrip.
Especially exciting when it's at Darlington.
It's exciting until they get run through like 30 attempts on it. Oh, Chastain spun the tires behind. Oh, same thing as last year, but they save it. No wreck. No wreck. Chastain just completely didn't move. Chastain's not rolling. Somehow Nemechek still has enough of a push to stay ahead of Hocevar.
Infinger is there. The top 3.
I thought it was going to be just like last year. We'd be sitting here for another hour. Thank God they didn't wreck. Hocevar's not quite close enough to slide him. Well, white flag. Hocevar gets a nice run off of 4, but John Hunter had a good corner as well. You're just going to have to stay with him through 1 and 2 and hope you can slide him in 3 and 4. Sliding in 3 and 4 is the only way to win it.
Can Hocevar make a run at
He loses ground to Nemechek through 1 and 2. They're down the back. My cable's freezing.
3 and 4, but he's not.
Man, Fox Sports 1 sucks. Oh, well, race over.
Nemechek thought he should have won both races here last year. He didn't win either one of them. But he is
John Hunter wins.
tonight. John Hunter Nemechek wins at Darlington.
All right, y'all. I'm going to cut this stream off now because I got to go. I'm late to playing online with my friends. And that was a meh race and a pretty meh winner. But John Hunter wins Darlington. I'll see you guys tomorrow around